Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
Mic check, it's about the time to drop another blazing jam for some rhyme. But y'all just fell. Wait, that's your intro. Reporting live from the trenches, trying to get away from their window. Honest fishing wildlife, not have a story to tell about the check-in, but not out. Total sanctuary, ropes, motels, fully decked out with little people in the walls. Pokemon rocked up edition, you gotta smoke them all. Allegedly. It's that umbrella guy, mic dropping that gavel line. Nothing need replacement, this one's about to turn to gravel. Laughing at these punchlines, just trying to maintain. Platinum grill, iced out, conducting this stupid cash train. Yeah, that umbrella guy, reporting live from the hat rack. You try to shell me twice, but where's your impact? Wandering the Shire, dreaming up your master plan. But a low red column will never silence this man. One ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. Snatching up the mic, no, you can't bind them. With your empty lines and your empty promises. Stranded in Ohio, missing dead Thomases. Stay tuned, mic check, it's that army of one. Be a sip of John Foreman, Dixie, please don't leave food in the sun. Yeah, now that you're not a nice person, it's headed the fray. Where even the judge in Ohio can follow anything we say. Hey, well, the guy will laugh, tracks real as your lies unravel. The only way your story works is if we can all time travel. Sending packets to court, thinking this can't fail. Underestimating the takedown of this verbal hammer on even the bravest nail. Speaking real, I got an observation. How you sleep at night with all those false accusations? Do you ever reflect on the lives all in this game? And pretend no family, no friends wasn't worth the cost in the very end. It's that umbrella guy dropping an epic song, so millions of others can laugh and sing along. You say you never posted as an ad, new minute sign, but the handwriting expert says, yeah, that's your line. That umbrella guy with the big bad wolf conjuring sound, bringing in a hurricane to take on Piggy's town, standing with the Hales as they fight this fight, knowing in the end they're doing what is right. You'll never win.
All right, what's up, folks, today? Man, what a day, folks. Ugh. We got some interesting stuff. I want to talk about something right off the bat, though. It's bad news. Well, I don't even know. I've been sitting all day. It's been hitting me off and on with this. I don't know how to really process, days like today. Legal vices. I'm sure most of you know legal vices or Jeff. We found out today that legal vices had passed away. He had passed away this weekend. What's insane about it, man? I think, like, I'd been talking to him on my night, which is his day, and he'd stopped talking to people, and I don't know, man. I'm just like, man, he usually, I made a joke to him a long time ago. I told him, he never didn't respond to people. He wouldn't leave a lot of responses setting. And it was, he said, yeah, it's because he didn't want to offend anybody, including people like me, which I thought was funny. You fuck off and stuff. And he stopped responding. And apparently, you know, a lot of people got worried about him. They reached out and they found out it is definitely legit. I was like, man, I hope this is the shittiest joke ever. I do. I would be mad about the joke, but I'd be madder about. I could forgive a joke, you know, I could forgive a really shitty joke. I was just like, please let that be a really shitty joke. His family actually put something up about this today. Let me pull this up. I took their name off of it because I don't want to direct anything. I was torn on this idea, okay, because I want them to understand. See, his family didn't know that this YouTube game, they didn't know it existed. They didn't know this side of him. It was just one of those things he did. He did it for fun. And, you know, they would post pictures like that of him and stuff. And I'm like, man, you know, I really wish I want them to know that, like, when the man picked up the mic, hundreds of thousands of people knew who he was, you know, and they loved him. He was a rock star, you know. Megan tonight, she's not on tonight because, I mean, they were really good friends. Jeff and I had become pretty good friends, I would say. You know, we'd been talking for some reason. The weirdest thing was the reason we became like friendly and started talking more and more was because of the show From. Of all things, From. We would talk about like conspiracies and all of that, and we would talk about cigars. In fact, this weekend, you know, this coming weekend, we were supposed to do a cigar show. We were gonna have a show. We were gonna do something together. And like I said, I don't think I've processed all of that. It's hit me off and on there. Like I said, he was. I don't when I say friend, I don't use that word lightly. I don't have a lot of friends. I choose that way, by the way. You know, I keep a handful of friends at most. I have a lot of acquaintances. I love a lot of folks out there. I love you folks, you know. But as far as people, I would just tell everything and its mother to, you know. I don't have many of those people. Jeff, though, one of the things, if you've kept up for a long time with like LawTube, the thing that was there, you know about, I'm not going to bring up specific instances. There's not the point in this. But there's a lot of drama, right? There was a lot of drama. And the drama ate away at that thing. There were very few people that stayed above the fray, and even fewer that were peacekeepers. I'm not above the fray. I'm not even saying that either, but Jeff was. He 100% was. He's peacekeeper, man. Rare kind of person like that. Like I said, I wanted to give him love. You know, I know he meant a lot to a lot of people, and I consider the man my friend. You know, enough that, like I said, we were going to do, I bought him a thing of cigars. I was going to send them to him. They were, it's a box of, they're sitting right here. I got him a pack of meat lovers, red meat lovers. And I thought it was funny because, you know, it was a joke. I was like, yeah, I'm going to send Jeff my meat sticks. He thought that was funny, you know. But I hope when you know, with his family, I hope they understand he had a lot of impact on people, you know. And we don't want to bother the family or anything else, but I do want them to know that if they need help, we have reached out. A few people have, just to let them know if they need something, you know. But I do want to read what his kid said here, you know. I thought this was good. It cuts off. Actually, give me a second. I wanted the picture there, so let me pull up the words too. I actually liked what they said, so I don't want to spend the whole live stream. I go, guys, you know, I don't know that, like, this stuff. I don't know how to handle stuff. We do, you know, we do a live show every day. Rolls in, good things, bad things. You just roll with it. Today I was a little conflicted on doing a show. I did not want to do I didn't want to do oh man, let's, you know, if there needs to be a show to help Jeff or his family out, and then that's important, we will do that, and we will succeed at it. I want the man wherever he belongs. you know. But this is what his family said. God, I'm horrible with words. Last night, afternoon in Korea, I received the news of my father's passing from a heart attack. Already, let me say this too. A lot of people have asked the animals, his dogs, they are fine. They are being cared for. I know people have asked that. They're asking that in the chat too. His animals are fine. I know there's a lot of concerns. They meant the world to him, so of course, that would be a topic that people care about. No, I want to throw that in there for sure. It's bad enough. I don't want people worrying about his dogs too. I mean, he's a funny guy. Shit. I do, like, for real. That picture there, I really do want, with kids have a picture of their parents in their minds. I know how, like, my kids look at me, and I want his kids to know, like, again, what is a rock star? Well, they pick up the mic and they build up a mass audience doing whatever the fuck they want. And that's what he got to do. So anyway, I found out about a heart attack. He was a wonderful father and a friend. Everyone who knew him knew how silly and caring he was. I never expected this to happen so quickly, so soon. And to be honest, I don't know how to react. I feel for him, man. His intelligence, loves, and strength will live on in every soul he's touched. I will always remember the firsts with him, especially the recent first glass of whiskey and cigar shared while having deep conversations as father and son and his two men. I miss him dearly. Always look back on our amazing 24 years. Man, when you read stuff like this, by the way, I feel like you want to share it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm looking at something personal. But this is public, and like I said, I want them to know impact too. But the 24 years I've shared with him, I'll forever be grateful for the wonderful people I got to meet through him. The 24 years of memories with him and his advice and wisdom throughout the years. Miss you, Dad. Give me a second. Oh, that hit me in my feels for a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, I can't read any more of that. But I can't read from this kid. That's rough. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. Jeff was a good guy, though. He was. I'll never forget his stupid Nick Cage blanket. Oh, that shit, really. That was funny. He messaged me after that, after he and Megan not laughed about that. He messaged me and told me that he was going to end up sending me something like that. I told him sleeping under a blanket like that would be like sleeping under Rosie O'Donnell's head. Shit. Like I said, I don't like mourning. I feel like you celebrate a person, but you miss the fact that they have those times, But I've seen a lot of people today too that have been talking about him. It's good. Like I said, I want his family.
Well, then you had to go and get all right
I know, it hit me in the feels, man. I couldn't help it.
into my bed, listening and deciding to feel sorry for myself, and then
I
you
didn't
had
even
to
want to
turn
get
the
like
mic off.
I didn't even want to get that way. I didn't. I was like, dude, you know what? I was like, I'm at a place right now. I can be like, yo, I can celebrate this guy and talk about him and talk about what a great guy he is, and stuff. And then I had to go and read his kid's stuff, and I was like, oh man, it hit me in my feels. Yeah,
I know. But I will say this. I think people need to hear this. I've been bawling all day. I've been crying all day. My eyeballs feel like they're going to explode from the pressure. I don't know what I did, but it's probably bad. But I did have a minute to talk to his son, and they just found out who Jeff is online to us, and that's really cool.
That's awesome, actually.
He always thought it was such a good joke. I was always on him. I was like, you haven't told anybody? No one that you are you? And he's like, no, I'm just waiting to see if they're going to figure it out. And
what I like about that is, you put up the picture. And I got thinking about that all day long. As a kid, you see your parent a lot of times as a rock star, and you saw that picture he put up. He had him, and he looks like a freaking rock star there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I hope he understands. Like his daddy was a rock star.
He really was.
Mm-hmm.
He just found out. His son just found out yesterday because his uncle told him, and so he just started watching some of Jeff's streams, and what a treasure trove for his family.
Yeah.
What a legacy to leave that they didn't even know was there, and I'm really happy for them that they have.
Isn't that amazing? Like they could go back and get to know a piece of them they've never seen before. And in the loss is hard, but you'll have that positive you can return to. And man, what a legacy. I mean, I was talking to somebody else about him today, and I was like, he's the only, well, I shouldn't say only, but I did say only there, but he is, out of the law tubers, when I think of them, there are a couple of others when I think about it really, but he was the peacekeeper. Like he would,
oh God,
I don't know, like for me, he would, if he knew I had a problem with somebody, he'd be like, yeah, that's not a deal. Like, who cares? Let it go.
He gave the best advice.
Yeah.
He really did. I went to him for advice all the time. And
I was telling,
he was the greatest, the absolute greatest. And you know what? It was funny. I talked to somebody else, one of the other law tubers, and we were laughing because it was like, Jeff's the only one of us who never managed to make any enemies.
Yeah. Anytime
not even one.
Like everybody was like, shit, yeah, I would stream with that guy. Usually when you stream with people, it's kind of like a minefield sometimes. You try to make sure, hey, does this person, do they have problems with this other person? Is there really an issue? Jeff, no problem. No, I've never had a person be like, yo, I wouldn't stream with that guy. Never heard it from anybody.
Never had a problem with anybody, and he never had, and if he didn't like you, you would not know it. He would never say a word. He wouldn't say it to anybody.
That's the best way to be, man. I've been trying to be more like that. He's probably better than me in a lot of ways with that kind of stuff.
Jeff is better than a lot of us.
Yeah,
Jeff is the best of us. Why the hell is the best one gone first? It's not okay.
Well, I mean, I've tried to implement stuff. People like Jeff, and there are a few other people too. Over the last few years, I've been trying to take advice from people like that. When I do this thing to let any stupid shit go. That's if it's like, again, slap fights. If it's crazy people out there, yeah, put a price tag on them and monetize them. But if it's a slap fight, just who cares? Have fun every day. And that's pretty much. He told me that like a few weeks back. He was like, yo, man, just have fun every day. I've been talking about work and striking it out on my own. He was like, you should do whatever, have fun every day.
What's good to learn from Jeff is how seriously he took his YouTube and how he was on a schedule, man.
Yep.
You could always count on Jeff to be there for Maritime Mondays, and you could always count on Jeff to be there to stream every day. At 8 or 9 a.m., depending on the time change, which I found out the hard way the other day, as I was late, an entire 45 minutes late to stream with him. He did give me a pardon, though, for the offense, and the pardon was good through January 1st.
He laughed
the good
about
news
that.
Is The good news is, I think the pardon is now forever.
I told him about that.
Can't rescind it.
I told him that behind. I was like, man, that was my fault too. I was like, it's not, that is not a Megan fault. That's my fault. I was like, who cares, man? It ain't a big deal,
Oh God, he was like, where are you?
We were supposed to do a freaking cigar stream too. That was the one thing. Like this week, I had bought some,
and beard care. He was gonna do.
I know. I'd been going through all these freaking avatars with beards. I was trying to find the best one, and I gotten a few good Santa ones. I'm gonna. In a few days, I'll pull out the best one and put it on, just to, just as a funny thing. But I gotten a box of cigars. I gotten some Red Meat Lovers. They're good cigars, by the way. But
Red Meat Lovers.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, hey Jeff, by the way, here's me. I'm gonna send you my meat sticks.
That's what she said.
Exactly. I was gonna cut up with him and do that. Man, I thought it would be really funny.
Extra large and extra hard.
I'm gonna miss the button wars with Jeff. Like I'm gonna miss Jeff every single day. I talk to Jeff 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times a day.
I've been talking to him like a lot. And the other thing I like is that when people had conversation, you never knew who he was talking to or anything else. Like he never brought up anything private, nothing, I mean, he just kept shit to himself. That was good, man. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't maintain real friendships, especially not online. But he could, man. He really could.
He really could. He was such a good friend to me. He was always there, and he was a good friend to everybody else too. I mean, this is one of the most amazing things about Jeff is that he made everybody feel like you were his best friend.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how he felt. And everybody's been reaching out to me saying, "Oh, you loved him so much, and we're so sorry." And it's like we all loved him that much. Jeff made everybody feel like we were the most special person in his life. He was an amazing person who had so much love to give, and he did. He gave it out all the time.
Yeah. He seemed like he was always awake too.
He was.
He was. Real.
He was. The only thing that kept me from streaming with Jeff more often was the time difference. If we didn't have that, I would have been streaming with Jeff so much more. I love streaming with him. I love reading documents with him. Some of my most favorite streams are with Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm glad we got to have that stream, about it.
Oh God, those first ones. I know. We finally got to have another one. We were just talking about how in the beginning of the Owens Eckerd thing, we had so much fun, the three of us.
Yeah. And
I was just re-listening to some of those. And that's when, we got all together and did another stream just the other day.
I listened to that one. Some people have been posting that, and they, at first I was like, man, I'm going to play a couple of clips from you. I'm like, I can't do that today. I can't do it. No, not tonight. I can't.
I haven't even been able to look at them. People have been sending them to me, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
But he's, God, I'm just going to miss him forever. Forever.
I want this to be positive. I know it's a horrible thing, but I want it to be positive. I want people to take the words of people miss a person because they're a good person. I mean, that's it. I really debated having a stream tonight. I was like, dude, I can't do this tonight. But I was like, shit, I'm going to. So I was like, well, I'm not going to put his name on the title because I don't want it to be that kind of thing. I just want to, want to talk about this person for a few minutes.
Dave Neal had a video today, and he just had found out, and he gave a small tribute. And one of the things he said about Jeff was that he was so kind, but he was so strong. And that's so true. Kind and strong. Very good words to describe Jeff. Because you weren't going to mess with him, but he was always kind.
German hammer time.
Oh, God, was that funny?
That was good stuff, man.
You beat you with the fucking hammer.
When that From show came up, he hadn't watched it that much. And I was like, he was like, hey, you keep talking about that. He talked about it like on Twitter and stuff. I'm going to check it out. I was like, all right, you check it out. After he watched that first episode. I'll never forget, he started randomly hitting me up, like, but the first one was like, what in the fuck have you introduced me to? This is the weirdest stuff ever. But from there, we started talking more and more and more just because of that show. And it's funny how, the weirdest like little thing can introduce good people into your lives. I mean, we had streamed before and talked a bit before, but after that, I felt like we were became good friends. I shouldn't say became. I use that word very. I guard that word, friend. A lot of people just throw it around, man. But there ain't many people that deserve to be your friends. But he's a good guy. He was a friend.
It's funny you said you had his Christmas present on your desk. I too have his Christmas present on my desk, sitting on top of an envelope that I was about to address. And I guess now it's going to sit on my desk, but for me. But I did get him we were just talking about it the other day. I got him a whiskey flask from High West in Utah. And we had just been talking about High West and how it would be fun to go and see the distillery. But anyway, that's what I got for him. I thought he could take it camping.
I'm smoking one of his cigars. I thought that would be good. And he would probably have a kick out of that too. Because I'm like, oh my God, these things are the strongest fucking cigar I've smoked in a long time. He would have a good laugh out of it. He'd be like, wait, you're smoking your own meat stick. What's going on?
Phrasing.
Exactly. Oh shit. I don't know, man. I did want people to know about, I talked to, just to note this, I talked to Megan about, hey, we were all friends. So, we are all friends. So sometimes this hit everybody pretty hard there. So, Megan brought up one thing that I thought was really needed to be noted, and that was about his dogs, that they were safe.
Yeah, it was actually kind of miraculous that I even was able to find out. And but I knew something was wrong. We hadn't heard from him, and then Flux hadn't heard from him, and so I just got nervous and I started calling him, and I let the phone ring, and I just thought maybe he'll wake up.
Yeah.
And luckily somebody answered to tell me what happened. So yikes. But
it just weirded me out. Like I'd been talking to him, we were talking cigars. I'd picked up some, and he always laughed at the weird cigars I would pick up. He would laugh at some of the dumb names that some of them had. And I was like, yeah, but look at this box, Jeff. It's so pretty. And he didn't respond. And I thought, that's really bizarre. It's on. And it weirded me out enough that I messaged him a different way. I reached out to him in a different way because I thought this just isn't, again, he never left messages hanging for long. And he was obsessed with politeness. What's that?
It's funny is that just a couple of weeks ago, some of you might remember this. I was on a stream with him and Hayden, Aussie Overlord, and we were, I don't know how it happened, but Jeff had a scare or something, or wasn't at his desk, and I was like, Jeff, if something happens to you on stream, we don't know who to call. You know that, right? And we started badgering him about, would you please send us your contact information? We don't even know where to send the wellness check, And
Yeah.
It was the big joke that we wouldn't find out for weeks. We wouldn't know. But what's amazing is that didn't happen. And Jeff is so loved and was so missed immediately, before 24 hours had passed, it was going to be discovered. And I think that would make him laugh. And I hope it would make him feel good that his friends care about him so much. They can't even let 10 hours go by without hearing from him.
Well, he we had talked before about friends. I'm not a big people person. I keep to myself and my family. That's about it. And very few people. And we talked about online and how that had changed that. And and he was talking about the value of all the friendships he'd picked up, and I was like, dude, you have no idea how many people like or care about you, man. You have no idea. And today, it's just shown that, man. I've been reading people's messages. Sometimes I've had to take breaks from it, but I've wanted to read, some of their stories here and there that they talk about, their good times, and I don't know.
I've been hearing from so many people who loved Jeff. So many people have reached out, and it's amazing. Thank you to everyone who did. So many of you have sent me emails checking on me and expressing your condolences. Thank you so much. And the tweets and it's unbelievable. This whole community, everybody loves Jeff. And I feel like we all feel the same way. You guys are hurting as much as we are because Jeff was truly your friend. He had a good way of making everybody feel like a friend. And God, everybody loved him.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. I mean, he was a nice guy. I mean, honestly, that may not sound like a lot, but man, in this age of internet crazy, that is very fucking rare.
It is rare. It's rare. And I think it shows. Everybody online has been so incredible. Like everyone who's ever heard him is like, I just love Jeff. Jeff is great. Jeff did great things for me, got me through hard times. I've heard from so many of you who said, Jeff, Jeff made me feel great when I was in a bad place, when I was having a hard time.
Well, Megan, you're a friend of mine too. I appreciate you too. I do. I appreciate you coming on here.
I appreciate you too.
I was choking up here. I was like, oh God, man, I'm choking up. I can't maintain.
Well, that's why I jumped in. I thought, he needs some relief.
Yeah, I needed it for a minute.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
If you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna go.
I
appreciate your friendship too.
Yeah, I do. You go and you rest and get better. Get that eye better too.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't.
I don't want you looking like some kind of weird cyborg or something. Back,
That could happen. All right, guys. Take care.
See ya. Oh man, but today I'm going to end the thoughts on this, okay? Because I don't want to believe again. We do this stuff live, every day. So sometimes the days they're not the best day. Sometimes horrible things happen, and the point of today is not to mourn somebody, but to remember them, and to also value friendships. We run across a lot of people online, and we don't, we always assume they'll always be there, that voice, that noise, those jokes, everything. You take it for granted sometimes. Like I said, we were planning. I actually regret that. I wish we would have. Hindsight is 2020, but I regret us not getting to have our cigar and goofing off streams. I was really looking forward to that. I thought it would be a lot of fun, but again, good guy there. All right. I'm going to switch to a court document today. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to get my mind right with that. I'm going to talk about some pictures today that have come up and just some of the craziness on the court case there. It helped, when I'm talking about that too, I don't know. It helps me process on that as well. Because like I said, I don't want to have a whole stream of, that's not the point isn't, to again, beleaguer or belabor this to drag out anything. It's just to say, hey man, I appreciated that guy. I know a lot of you all did too. And, I want his family again. If they look it up, I want them to know how much he meant to a lot of us. A lot of us people who, especially, like I said, keep to ourselves. I keep to myself a lot. I don't talk to a lot of people. I get along. I can stream with a lot of people and stuff, but I trust very few people out there. I've had very bad experiences with people online, and I don't I don't confide or talk to folks, but Jeff was good people. He was one of those people you could talk to. And again, he would always tell us, like, get along with other folks who don't care about them, man. I mean, again, like Megan said, he gave the best advice on that kind of stuff. You know, if you, and we're not talking about rando, crazy people out there. Some people, I'm not talking about the haters and all those folks. I'm talking about the people, you know, the people that listen. I think it's good advice. Maybe more people should take that. Maybe incidents like this, maybe they're a valuable learning tool as well, you know, where the stuff people fight about is really stupid. It's really small and petty most of the time. You know, the things that burn friendships down to the ground online are very, very small, very petty. And I hope there's more peacemakers like Jeff out there, you know, because he was. He was, in a lot of ways, he was a better person than me. You know, I can be petty, I can be vindictive, you know, and he wasn't like that. He was a good person. He was actually, I will say this, he was funnier off the microphone than he was on. If you can imagine that, like, he could be funnier behind things than he was when he was talking to you or me. You know, right out here. Some of the stuff he said just it'd crack you up. But I know a lot of you care about him too. I know you do. Oh man. Anyway, let's talk about a court doc today, okay? It's not to switch topics or anything either. You know, it's just to talk about what goes on, man. So let's pull this up here. I actually want to talk about a court doc that happened. I want to give Max Lab some love with this too. You know, we've been talking about Newport and all of that craziness. You know, this was something Jeff was talking about as well. Yeah, so this right here was very good. This actually is, you talk about an absolute wrecking ball that was aimed at the bucket is stupid. You remember, this stuff doesn't stop either. This is one of the saddest parts of this crazy here, you know, with folks like Jeremy. No matter what happens in his life, this is always there too, you know. This is always there. He's interrupted his life in ways you can't imagine. If people yesterday, if for some reason you did not see what Megan covered yesterday, she brought up with all of the stuff going on with I don't want to call it the past. I want to say it's happening now, but it deals with the past. If you haven't seen all of the Northport stuff, you should definitely check into that. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's because, again, if you missed out on it, I want to pull up one thing on that before we kind of move into the document itself. Yesterday, we found out that Bruce had been contacting persons rather, and I don't know, maybe more people than this, but we found out yesterday that he had contacted an employer. Like, it is, let me pull this up real fast before we move. The people that knew Preston and Cook, that knew of them before, there's been more and more of that coming out. And that stuff does matter. Why does it matter? Because it talks about trends. It talks about the things that, it talks about who these people were and what they were doing. And you can't blame Jeremy Hales for every single thing that happens now. Now, interestingly, there was a post, Robin Miller's post here, that asked, hey, you know, does anybody have any knowledge of interactions with Preston, with Cook, everything that's going on from that time period? And one person posted this. Now, Bruce started talking about this. He actually got into this thread. He made a statement here. And this lady here, Kate, responded, and her response was insane because it says what Bruce is doing. And this is nuts. She noted, listen to this. I mean, really drink it in. Even if you heard this yesterday, drink it in again, okay? Because I really want you to understand like how crazy this is, okay? Imagine you talking about a subject like this, or any other case. Imagine you talking about your lived experiences with people, okay? You were out there. You lived in Northport. And imagine this happening to you because you said something. So Kate said, hey, Bruce, I'm having difficulty understanding how this post or comment I made is relevant to where I work, or why you felt the need to contact my employer in writing, saying that an employee assisting YouTube channels in digging up quote unquote dirt on private individuals, specifically those targeted by the What the Hales channel for bad neighbors content storyline. You also stated this is an extremely serious matter that is being followed by tens of thousands of fans on YouTube. So he contacts this person's employer. He stresses the idea that this is a serious matter. Tens of thousands of people are following. And actually, what that says right there is it tells you that this is public interest. See, he keeps admitting something that he probably shouldn't. And that's the idea that tens of thousands of people. I think I'm going to have a kid right in 1 second. So let me see what's. Hey, kiddo, what you doing, baby?
He's not finding my nose because he's watching
me. I will ask her to find it for you, okay?
I'll text her.
Yes, I will ask her to, okay? I will. Just give me one moment. Can you find this? Are you doing good today, girl? Are you being a good girl?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well,
I told her to find my mouth.
Okay. Well, you tell her that I asked her to. If she didn't notice it, just go tell her. Tell her that I said to. Well, tell her to check and tell her that I asked her to as well, in case she didn't notice that. Okay. No. Wait. You go. Hey, go tell her. Just in case she didn't notice, I asked her to too. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But if she didn't notice it, I asked her to. Tell her that I noted that too, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you tell her for me. All right. I close my door. Love you, kiddo. All right, 1 second there. She couldn't find her remote control. She's like, I've lost it. I've somehow lost it in my travels across my room. It cracks me up with that stuff. But again, one of the things, what I was saying here is it's not just insane that he's going in and he's contacting employer. I mean, imagine that. That is well beyond. I cannot imagine for the life of me going in and trying to go at somebody's employer. Now, he's already done that. I mean, you look at YouTube channels as businesses, and we know that he has targeted the business relationships. He has written letters to YouTube. He's done all of this other crazy crap there. So we already knew it. But again, the admissions that he makes, that this is public interest. How can you argue that tens of thousands of people are following something, and yet it is not of public interest? Like, he defeats his own arguments. But she continues and says, if you have concerns about my comments or posts in this group, there are several other appropriate ways to address it. He could have contacted me directly, reported the comments or posts to the group admins, that would be her or Stephanie, for review, or even raise the issue with Facebook. However, you chose to contact my employer. I must express that I find your decision to do so highly unprofessional and unethical, especially given your role as an attorney. As a legal professional, I would expect that you are aware of the proper channels for addressing concerns. Reaching out to my employer without prior communication or context was not only inappropriate, but it could also be viewed as an attempt to interfere with my professional standing without justification. Also, these people are potential witnesses, and going in and telling them that you're going to sue them and doing all of this other stuff. He's saying that, oh, you know, there's liability. He's been making comments like that to random people. I'm just shocked by what goes on behind the scenes. I can't even imagine the level of it. I've seen, by the way, some of his statements that he makes. He loves to throw around the names of people like myself, Megan Fox. You know, he loves throwing us in there, calling us, cyber harassers. And it's like, you know, I'm not the one reaching out to people's employers, Bruce, but you are. You are. That is the epitome of harassment. Oh, by the way, too, let me note this. So today I had the weirdest thing, and it's strange because some of the stuff that I end up having problems with. Well, let me pull this up here, okay? So I had a communication today that came in, and this communication was actually with a company. Yes, ma'am.
Did they say no when I was one way and pushed me? Well,
No, she did not do all that stuff.
Yes, I pinky promise.
Okay, well, she said she found it.
Did they?
Okay.
Tell me.
Okay.
Oh, yes, her monk phone.
Okay.
So it said the wrong thing. It said,
Okay. Well, tell her to see what I said to her, okay? You go tell her. And close my door, please, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, baby.
Always come in here if you need me.
She's like, she makes some crazy stuff. So now she's like, oh, Sissy was so mean to me. I was like, she didn't do any of that. Let me show you something that happened today, though. This is crazy, too. I almost totally forgot to mention this. So, somebody, interestingly enough, has been trying to get in to, I'm going to say the wrong place, but they don't know that. They have actually been trying to get into my website. Now, I can't say who specifically is doing this, but this isn't I'm just trying to hack you. See, the other day I was having someone try to get in and reset passwords. You know, they'll do that sometimes, you know, and if you have it set up correctly, you'll have messages come to your phone. No muss, no fuss, right? They can't get past a certain place. I thought, well, that ends that. You know, unfortunately, that is part of it. Well, this person went further than that. Much, much further. What they did is they reached out to the platform itself. They contacted customer support and they tried to let them move the credentials over. You know, the address and everything, phone number, pretending, oh, I've lost this stuff. I need to move it all over. I don't have any access anymore. Yeah, I got this because it came to my email telling me, well, it was a communication with them where they had written customer support. And customer support, it's telling them, yeah, no, you can't do that without more documentation. And I found this to be really, really messed up. Because like I said, this is an attempt. Now, they're doing this wrong, but still. They tried to go in and not only hijack something, but they had the audacity to write the support for the place and try to, when they've ran into that wall, again, you know, where you can't get into something, you can't reset something without, even if they did, it would send it to your email or whatever. They ran into that. So again, they wrote and they said, oh, you know, you can see what they're saying here. And I took off the names here and I took off the platform name, you know, but they said, hello to Redacted. My name is Redacted. Thank you for contacting the processing team. I understand that you'd like to access this account, my account, by the way. This is somebody else trying to access my account and can certainly assist you through this process. Thanks for your last message. So again, they wrote them. They went beyond just trying to type in a fucking word or two. They tried to break in and lie about that after reviewing the previously submitted documentation. So they submitted documents trying to say that they have it too. I stop yelling. Stop yelling. Hey, I know. Stop yelling. Hey, Sissy, are you up there?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, that's not the.
remote.
Hey, that's not. Hey, wait. That's not the right remote. That's for the remote for that other little TV. If you would help her look in her room, please, and help keep an eye on her. Thank you. Goodness. Thank you. And shut my door, please. Come on. Hey, you all get along. Get along. Thank you. It makes like glad they interrupt. They make me laugh on these ridiculous things. Kids are funny, even when like they get upset about something. My oldest found a remote, but it's not the right remote, but it looks like the other remote. She's like, I found one. And I was like, no, it's the wrong one. Oh, they crack me up with this stuff. I need a good laugh today. I think you all need laughs, you know. So the I don't know. That just cracks me up a bit. I think we all need, like I said, I think we all need a good laugh today with that. The little one is so funny. It's so funny listening to them because they're cute, they're funny. And then they're like, wait a minute, this isn't right. So anyway, let me get back to the topic. They sent documentation over. They tried to hijack my account with fake documentation, sending it into customer support, customer processing. And they were told, yeah, we can't do that right now. Now, the reason they couldn't do it is because they were missing business documents. It tells them your last email didn't contain any documents. Please submit two of the below documents for the business listed on the account. You know, they're supposed to have certain items that they would submit, you know, to verify that they are who they say they are. Again, so they could remove. And I wrote the customer support. I was like, this is somebody trying to break into my account. You better not help them in any way. I don't give a fuck what they send to you. You know. But they were like, you know, send it all by PDF. Once we verify, they can update the account. But see, like I said, they were trying to. They also, the way I've got it set up, it's still, they have to go through and send a reset link to my email address. Now, the only reason, like I say, that I know that they did this at all is because this was sent to my email. And I'm trying to get the documentation that was sent. I'm talking to them and I'm asking them, since that is not me talking, I would very much love any type of information that's being sent, because I mean, this is beyond phishing. This is beyond somebody going in and trying to casually take something. This is a concerted effort, and they think they're going at my website. Now, luckily, and again, this is why I tell you folks all the time, you need a professional. Like for me, it's Ray. Ray's good people, but beyond good people, he is a damn good professional at what he does. And this is them, again, futilely trying to do something, but they're trying to do it. And isn't it interesting? Like I said, there's been a lot of conversations about websites, and then all of a sudden, you know, because my website, you can't go in and complain to places and take it down. The host and everything else, that's all set up. Like that is something that after I had problems, I talked to Ray about that, and we went in from go and set up everything in a way that you couldn't complain to somebody and get it shut down. You know, we wanted to control every single aspect. But this, like I said, this isn't just some random phishing. This is somebody spending a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to break into something. And why would they do that? you know, again, there's a website there that they're not going to get a lot from if they could have. And again, I don't want to say too much on it. I just want to say this isn't going to help them anyway. But why would they do that? Who would be motivated these days to do that? Because it's not a big monetary incentive to do this. You're not breaking into some business out here. You're trying to break into my specific website. You know, and you get password trials. Every website gets that. You know, you'll have places that'll try to break in, try to utilize email addresses and passwords. Again, you know, they'll go through and they'll try that with bots, or they'll try it through phishing scams, all of that. But to go beyond this, this again, I can't point the finger and say that's who's doing it for sure. But I'm telling you, I know what it's connected to. You'd have to be a moron not to think this stuff is connected after everything that's been going on. But yeah, they've been trying to break into my shit. That's unreal. But see if I can find out who exactly it is. You know, if they are sloppy in any way, shape, or form in that stuff. I'm going to get a couple of people that are very computer savvy, because I myself, you know, I'm competent with a computer. I'm okay, but I'm going to get some people that will really know. And if they've screwed up in any way, shape, or form with emailing or doing anything or using addresses, we're going to find out exactly who is behind all of this. And that will be a fun time. But I thought I would share this with you. Because like I said, I mean, imagine somebody, again, going to those links and for a website that they're not going to be able to. They know, you know, we merchandise and stuff, but it's nothing that they could really get from that. But finishing up the Northport thing, and then we'll look at documentation. I understand you may have concerns, but I appreciate if moving forward you would address them directly with me rather than involving my employer in a matter that is unrelated to my work or conduct. I also understand that contacting someone's employer may be usual practice to intimidate. So she notes that may be your usual practice to intimidate people or to suppress their freedom of expression. But I do not believe this approach is appropriate. It is beyond inappropriate. In fact, we were talking about this yesterday, and what this is, this is the epitome of tortious interference. You cost somebody their jobs over a bunch of bullshit, and they could sue you into the ground. It just tells you. It tells you the links to which some of these folks will go. Oh, by the way, I'm going to pull this up real fast, dude. I know I'm all around. So they've been pulling up pictures of Jeremy, by the way, driving by these days, right? They've been pulling up pictures like, say, this one, and being like, oh my God, look at him. He's trying to pick over the fence, right? Now, first of all, the way he's driving here, they're like, he's using the stick, extending. Oh my God, selfie stick. Yeah, he's able to hold the stick. But I want to show you a couple of pictures just to really show you the stupidity of what they're trying to claim about the man. For me, by the way, when I film, I try not to, unless I'm just out and about and I've not planned anything. Like I don't want to just hold my phone. You know, it's such a mess. You want to be able to keep your fingers out of the way. You want to be able to hold it, to move it around. Any type of mount. I hate to call them selfie sticks, but you know, I mean, that is. But there are a few pictures of this fence. Let me show you, okay? So here, when it was first being put in, to show you the height of it. This is the height off of the road. Now, look, you can already tell that there's a problem, you know, about privacy. I mean, look at the way it's when it's being staked. Do you see an issue about height here? You know? Can you see maybe there'd be a problem? Like when you build the fence, build it high enough people can see over it. Here's the building, and then there was a picture posted as well on this stuff. Really, it felt like kind of a self-own. All right, there was a. Let me pull this one up here too. So this picture was posted, being like, "Look, he's harassing. Look." Now, if you look, this is actually a great illustration of how stupid this argument is. You see the fence here, right? Okay. You see, if you drive by and you're holding your camera, you notice off the road, you don't have to make any real effort at all because they put the damn thing up too low. Oh, it's like watching a circus some days, man. So they keep making all these claims about him. He's trying to peek over the fence, you know. Now he's driving by. He's driving by and he's filming. And I don't blame him. You know, again, with all the other stuff that's going on, not to mention in court discussions of a hitman. Yes. If you missed that part, you have someone deposed, Miss Shara. And in that deposition, she mentions all of this insanity. Plus, we hear about allegations of a hitman. Yeah, I'd be filming everything. I mean, I already would have been anyway with everything that's gone on because he's been told he has to film everything. But yeah, every time I went by that property, I'd film every single time. All of it. I'd make sure that also I wouldn't also mount a camera. I heard some people say, well, mount a camera this way. Well, you can't move it around, you know, if you do. And sometimes with depending on what happens, maybe you do need to be able to let that thing turn, catch, you know, what's going on. But you are allowed to film from the road. It's just an absolute absurdity. They should have built this thing. I can't believe money that people put in and they've been built it higher. I mean, all they had to do is get a contractor and look at the road. I mean, look at that dip. Look how low that starts. Oh, man. Anyway, let's look at this document. I really wanted to point that out too, because I see all these stupid posts and they really are stupid posts. Sometimes, I mean, it's entertaining. Like this is, again, I wouldn't wish this on anyone ever. But as far as the entertainment value of the stupid, there's quite a bit of it. Now, this is a move right here in court that absolutely wrecks, in my opinion, an argument because it points out one little thing about what old Bruce is saying. 100% I agree with this too. So this is the plaintiff's response. They're opposing the defendant's motion to preclude plaintiff from publishing or sharing depositions. Now, when we looked at this, one of the responses, one of the things that I said about it that I thought was really messed up is what they know. I mean, check this out. So, Jeremy Hales, by and through the undersigned counsel, is responding to the motion to preclude plaintiff from publishing or sharing depositions. That would be document 38 if you're playing along, by the way. You know, if you do look these up, and I would tell you to look up every document on your own. They are all out there. This stuff is publicly available. You should read them on your own. Don't let anyone make conclusions for you. But filed by, they're going to call Miss Preston and Mr. Cook. Like, listen to what they're asking. This is what, like I said, I was saying right off the bat. The defendant's motion should be denied as it is essentially asking for a, quote, one-way gag order on the plaintiff only. And that is exactly what it is. I mean, if you read through this thing, it is, again, the name itself notes what it is. It's precluding plaintiff. It's not precluding parties. It is a statement wanting to preclude only him from publishing or sharing. It was a one-way gag order, which is absolutely insane when you think about that. And you think about, the depo, there's been all these, we saw the commentary that old Bruce was adding in, saying that this stuff, it's essentially, it's being put out there to push the bad neighbor storyline. Well, the depo that we've been going over, where did that come from? I mean, if you go back and you look at who ended up putting that into documentation, who did that? Was it Jeremy Hales? No. Was it his lawyer? No. Who was it? Oh, it was Bruce. And the fascinating thing about that, too, is not only when that was going in, I want to clarify something. We've said that we knew that this was going to come up. And we did. We knew 100% that we were going to end up getting that documentation, but we weren't expecting it to happen so fast. None of us were ready for it. But interestingly, there were people out there ready for it. In fact, there were streams ready to go. Now, they stepped back because others of us, once that dropped, we were like, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to, we're definitely going to go through it. But we had no idea what was coming again. But it seemed like other people did. They definitely seemed like they were ready for it there. So the defendant's argument, by the way, is that the court should rule in favor of a blanket gag order against plaintiff. And again, this is the thing, against plaintiff only, because this litigation appears to have been filed. Let's pull up the next page. This isn't a long thing, by the way. This is about 3 pages that we will look at it. You'll note, by the way, that it does say, I did have somebody ask about this the other day. You'll note like page numbers. You'll see that it says 4 pages. Well, the 4th page is typically a signature sheet. It's not always, sometimes you'll have the signature come up with other stuff, but a lot of times it's a signature page with a lot of contact info. And again, these are public documents, but I try not to be. You can't always keep that stuff out of there. I mean, again, if it's put in a public document, it's accessible to the public, but I try not to put that stuff out there. I do my best. I try not to. So if you're wondering, when you see a page cut off, like I lose it, what I'm telling you, I'm not saying that there's stuff in there that isn't relevant, so we're going to skip it. I believe all of a document is relevant, but if there's just if it's signatures and contact info, I don't believe that we need to put that up. So if I don't put up a page at the end, you know exactly why I did that. Like I said, I feel like that should be noted. But the argument, they said, it's for ongoing YouTube content and not because there is any factual basis to support the plaintiff's claim. Again, that's their argument. The whole argument is that all of this stuff here, it's only done for YouTube fodder, which is the dumbest argument in the world, by the way. Is this stuff talked about on YouTube? Sure. The other thing, too, one thing that doesn't work into there, he complains about monetization. And my channel is monetized, by the way. If you like this content, make sure that you like, make sure that you sub, share it far and wide. And if you'd like to go further, again, breadsticks are always loved. I appreciate people this month, too. Like I said, I've been nervous. I've gone out on my own. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today at the end, too. Since I'm alone, I'll talk about that at the end of the thing, going out on my own. But you folks have been great. So thank you. I do appreciate it. I've been very... I'll talk about that at the end. But anyway, yeah. So without any citation to any authority for this proposition, the motion should not be well taken, rather, and it should be denied. Now, so the memorandum in opposition. So why exactly would you oppose that? Well, this is actually a good argument. Let me see the argument. And again, smoking the Jif cigar. So prior restraints on free speech and publication are the most serious and least tolerable infringement on First Amendment rights. Again, let's read that example. What has been stated by courts? Prior restraints on free speech and publication are the most serious and least tolerable infringement on First Amendment. First Amendment here. I know that we pick up audiences outside of the United States. And one of the things that, especially when you're talking about Southern courtrooms, one of the things that are really stressed, should be stressed, are free speech, free expression. Now, interestingly, the free speech laws in Florida, if you grade them, we talked about SLAPP, or, free, the laws that basically keep lawsuits from going forward because free speech, they're about at a D level. If they're graded from A to failing, Florida, interestingly enough, their free speech laws, they come in at about a D. So I always thought that was strange, considering where we're talking about. Actually, one of the strongest free speech laws here in Tennessee, we have some strong, but who has some of the strongest? California, interestingly enough. And that can be a double-edged sword. Again, lawsuit can be shut down because of that. That can be a worry. With here, though, we're past these hurdles. We're moving forward, so you don't have to worry about that hurdle. But then you get into other things that try to suppress free speech. They're two different factors. But still, it's fascinating, again, to see how they're treated there. Now, you can see all of, again, case law, and also noted, quote, temporary restraining orders and permanent injunctions, i.e. court orders that actually forbid speech activities, are classic examples of prior restraint. So again, it notes, in this argument, I love a good argument. I love a good court argument. Prior restraints on free speech are the most serious and least tolerable. Temporary restraining orders, permanent injunctions, i.e. court orders that actually forbid speech activities. Those are classic examples of what you're talking about right here. And then also noting cases holding the court orders that forbid speech activities on social media are classic examples of prior restraint. So not only, and this is a new world for all of this stuff. Look at where that comes up. Fascinating enough. Look at when that was decided. 1993. No, I'm sorry for 2020 here, but the others, like here, 1993, and then the addition 2020. So 1993 gives, and then you start adding to it, saying, well, social media actually connects. It's fascinating to see how laws, they're established, and then how you had to add to them as they go forward. We're getting into a new protections, as you will, when it comes to free speech. We're also getting into, there's another case we'll need to look at that includes some of that stuff too. Now, in State versus McIntosh, the Florida Supreme Court held that any form of prior restraint of expression comes to a reviewing court bearing a heavy presumption against its constitutional validity. Again, any form of prior restraint. What was prior restraint? Again, well, court orders, that is a classic example of that. It comes to the court bearing heavy presumption against its constitutional validity. Therefore, the party who seeks to have such a restraint upheld carries a heavy burden of showing justification for the imposition of such a restraint. If you want it, it's so egregious against free speech that if you want a court to actually go in and actually find that for you, that carries a heavy burden. You need to actually go in and prove that you need it. You know, saying, well, this is YouTube fodder. That's not a very good argument there. Okay, so let's continue to page 3. 1 second. Man, today it doesn't want to lock in good on that document. There we go. All right. Then we have our case law here. And it's noting, holding that prior restraints on speech and publication are presumed unconstitutional. So just going out and that's fascinating, considering when you think about other things that have been attached to this. Remember the grudge judge and some of the stuff the grudge judge did. Well, if you're looking at other cases, case law, many of those things that were done, they weren't just laughably bad. I would say that many of the items there really were unconstitutional. That's one of the things that Bruce wanted to argue so many times, saying that the arguments that DUI guy and other lawyers had made when they were talking about constitutional rights, that's not a good argument. Oh yeah, it was. It was a very good argument, because some of the things that were done to Jeremy Hales, they went beyond, oh man, that's pretty nasty. No, it's a good argument that they were not constitutional. So gag orders must be carefully scrutinized because they involve two of the most disfavored types of speech limitation. 1, prior restraints, and 2, content-based limitations on speech. Generally, gag orders are only constitutional if they meet strict scrutiny. In other words, a judge needs a compelling reason to issue a gag order. I almost said a drag order. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. A gag order. They need a compelling reason. And a compelling reason isn't, oh my God, it'll end up in a YouTube video. That is not a compelling reason. They need a legit reason for that. Now, you know, there are certain types of courts that do not allow documentation out there. You know, when you're dealing with family court, for example, a lot of stuff that goes on there, there's a lot of protections on that. But when we get into cases like this, you notice documentation, it's out there. Everything is out there. Why? Because you as the public, you have the right to that information. That's why you and I can look at documents, by the way. That's why somebody like Bruce, he doesn't have the ability to force us not to be able to see like what's going on in a case, all these filings. I'm sure they would love to do that, by the way. But unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to shut that down. But they don't want depots. And I find that to be fascinating too. You remember how all these people kept running their mouth saying that, man, you know, if Jeremy's deposed, he'll get called out, he'll get put on blast, and all the truth will come out. They'll be validated, right? We were told that again and again, weren't we? He would be exposed. We would all understand everything that's happening. And now we get this about face saying, actually, we don't want this stuff out in public. We don't want it going to the tens of thousands of interested parties that are paying attention, according to Bruce, again, when he's contacting people's employers. Isn't that interesting? I mean, if you got the truth on your side, you have everything there. Well, why the fuck are you trying to hide this stuff? They keep saying that depo against Jeremy Hales was some kind of gigantic win. I mean, that's all I've heard again and again and again and again and again, that somehow in some way, and yet they don't want you to be able to see that stuff. It's fascinating, isn't it? Maybe it's because if you start looking at it and you start scrutinizing, especially, you know, the Shara stuff, I really really would love to see what she had to say, because I get the feeling from threats and from attempts to tell her that you can't talk about this stuff, because it's protected. It's protected because of attorney-client privilege. It's privileged information. You remember that argument? Well, that makes me want to see that, because I feel like they're trying to hide something. They're not trying to go over items that were discussed between lawyer and party. They're trying to make sure that you don't hear anything that Shara, for example, had to say, speaking to this group of people, what they were telling her behind the scenes, and further, they don't want you hearing what she actually had to say in Depo. And I'm sure that that is pretty damning, what was said there. I don't have any inside baseball on that either. I've not had conversations talking about that or anything. I'm just saying, from what we've heard anyway, from the stuff that Shara said and from their actions, I don't even think we'd need to see anything from Shara, just to be honest, from the actions that were taken, trying to shut her down. I think that says so much. But anyway, so let's see. Here's another case law there, holding that a gag order should be supported by evidence and findings, any extrajudicial statement made by counsel or the parties pose a substantial or imminent threat to a fair trial. Now, do you think that this poses a threat to fair trial? I do not. They keep telling us that this is a private party out there that basically, that it's not newsworthy or this or that. And I keep arguing it is. We should be able to see it, but the facts are already established. What I think they're afraid of too, just to be honest, this is my opinion on it. I think that you notice when certain statements come up, like for example, Crazy Connie. When we heard about Crazy Connie, and that's their title for Connie. When we heard that stated, and we heard all of the stuff that John Cook had to say about Crazy Connie, it got people interested, because people were like, who exactly is Crazy Connie? Who is this person? What about that past? All these little threads that are thrown out, sometimes in what you would consider really a throwaway statement. Sometimes you, someone else, maybe a reporter, those people pick up on what seems to be, for that person, a throwaway statement, and they find out so much more. Maybe they're tired of people digging up more evidence. We found dozens of campaigns trying to ask for money and donations. We found out that there were people contacting the authorities. We found that out from some of the statements that were made with the Newport stuff, well before Jeremy Hales was ever around. And again, I do want to state, no one contact any party. You don't need to be contacting parties. You don't need to be contacting any governmental entities or anything like that. I'm not telling you that you can't talk on Facebook. You see the conversations coming up. Not saying that in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying that you don't need to be making contact with people. Let that, contact behind things and everything else, let that be done in a proper manner, in a way that doesn't jeopardize anything. And also, honestly, these weirdos, they try to turn anything into ammunition. Don't give them any. Let them make their own mistakes. But on top of that, we have another case noting prior restraints on speech and publication are the most serious and least tolerable infringements on First Amendment rights. Defendants have not even remotely met their heavy burden of establishing that there is a reasonable likelihood that presidential news will make it difficult to impanel an impartial jury and prevent a fair trial so as to justify the invasion of free speech that would result from a gag order. Thus, this motion should be denied. And I think, again, when you look at this argument, what I think really wrecks Bruce in this is what is said right off the beginning. I think the whole idea of it being intolerable under free speech, I think that's a great approach. But more than that, again, if you go in and you look at that argument that he's making, he is stating repeatedly that the reason that this should not be allowed is because of one reason, and that would be plaintiff only. So, like he says, essentially, this is a one-way gag order. They want to be able to go out. They want to be able to talk about whatever they want to be able to talk about. But Jeremy Hales, he should not have the ability to talk about this stuff at all. And that is absolutely insane when you think about it. Because they haven't stopped. I mean, these people, they continue to make threats. They make threats about, suing everybody and their mother. They make threats about putting out people's information and more. They just continue to do this stuff. They continue to talk themselves into a hole. And let them. I mean, hey, if they want to do that. But they feel that they should be able to speak. And that Jeremy Hales shouldn't be able to. It's fascinating. And you know why? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, who's bringing you evidence? Not claims, but evidence. You can disagree with something that's in there if you want to. But if you look at what has been showcased, who exactly has been showcasing, again, signs, handwriting analysis, as far as statements that have been made online that are absolutely, in my opinion, threats and beyond. You've seen the arguments trying to knock those down, but who's been bringing those? Because I would say it's not that one party. I also thought it was interesting. We were talking. Let me see if I can find this real fast. If I can't find it fast, I'm not going to worry about it tonight. But where is it? When we were going through the oh, there it pulled right up on it. Oh man, I'm happy with that. All right, give me 1 second. I found, what page is that, just in case it loses it? 1 second. 160. I want to show you something too. I thought this was insane when we were going through Depo. If you missed this for some reason, I want you to see this. If you want to see the hatchet job trying to destroy Jeremy Hales, if you don't believe that this is about destroying the man's reputation, I want to read you something from that deposition. Okay. This is something we went over the other night, but I really want to illustrate how bad this stuff is. So after a recess was taken, you have a return question. So this is, after your break, you can see your break, a recess was taken. They take a 45-minute recess. So when they reset, what do they come in with that's a brand new thing? Well, they essentially try to tell you that Jeremy Hales is a racist. Now, what are they basing that on? Does it have any bearing on the case, first of all? No. But what are they trying to base this very flimsy claim on? The fact that he wears the wrong type of hoodie. That's right. I mean, can you imagine this? This is an argument, and this is an internet argument. This is what they're doing. This is how you cancel people online, because a court of law wouldn't give a shit about this argument. But you know where this might play? Could potentially have played? It could play out in the cancellation audience that you see. Now, I know people hate hearing the culture of cancellation, or cancel culture. It's thrown around so much. But truly, there are people out there that try to cancel you all the time, calling you, I like to call them istophobes. They call you an ist of some type, sexist, racist, whatever, or some type of phobe. You're an istophobe. So this is what that was aimed at. So listen to this. line of questioning. This is insane to me, but it tells you again what they've tried to do. Mr. Hales, you're a Cleveland sports fan. Am I correct? And remember, there was discussion, if you caught the live stream yesterday, Jeremy was talking about his hoodie. You know, he kept talking about it. This is why. So he's asked, you're a Cleveland sports fan, am I correct? And Jeremy's like, no, not really. So you're not a Cleveland baseball fan? I'm not a diehard fan of anything. Excuse me, I got a drink here. Okay. Is there a reason why you wear the old Cleveland Indians hoodie on your YouTube streams and not a current Cleveland Guardians hoodie? Now you tell me again, in what world would this matter in any way, shape, or form when it comes to the deposition? Like how does this actually work as far as the case itself is concerned? Is there any relevance? I mean, can you see any relevance in that? If you're talking about, see, there's the court and then there's the court of social media. Does this sound like a court question or a court of social media? Where are you trying to try somebody with this? So Jeremy says, no, there's no reason. So then he's asked, do you have a position on like the sports team changing their names out of political correctness? And he's like, no, there's no position. Do you feel like maybe some people might find it offensive to see people wearing the old Cleveland Indians jersey, which were, eliminated due to political correctness? Again, what does that have to do with the case at all? It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. But this isn't it. I thought about doing an entire, like a short form video over this called, they tried to cancel Jeremy Hales and failed laughably because this is such a stupid thing. But remember, if you think, man, this is nitpicking, first of all, this is in a deposition. Why does it belong there? But also remember, they've bragged about trying to get the LGBTQ audience after Jeremy Hales by saying that he's made commentary stating that, he doesn't like homosexuals. And remember, the statements that they try to use, by the way, they're not his statements. They were statements that he was quoting. He actually quotes other people that are in part of this. And this is noted, of course, in the deposition too. But he's quoting people. But they tried to weaponize those statements. They tried to cut them out of context and make them his statements because they knew they were so bad. So they tried to do that. They also bragged about trying to weaponize politics. And you know how bad either one of those, if you manage to do it, you could absolutely destroy somebody with either one of those. You could do damage. I don't think you could destroy a Jeremy Hales or his platform with that, but I think you could do real damage, because his platform has not been about politics. He's not out there making political statements. He's not out there dividing audiences and telling you because you have because you love people this way or that way, you're not welcome. He's not saying that kind of stuff. But they wanted that. And here they're trying at the same type of move. Oh, man. Do you feel like maybe some people might find it offensive to see? Some people find it offensive for everything. I got an email one time telling me, because I'll say, Jesus wept, man. I'll be like, Jesus wept. They're like, oh my God, that is terribly offensive. And for me, I'm not trying to offend you, by the way. I'm not trying to offend you by anything. I will probably offend you with something. If I do, if you're easily offended, I appreciate the heck out of you, but I will offend you one day. Even if you're not, I might offend you one day. I still appreciate you, and I still want you around. That's not the point. But the point in what I'm saying is people get offended by everything. You can't control offense. Offense is taken. Offense is not given. Offense is taken. So if somebody sees this and they say he's doing this because, that's not a statement by Jeremy Hales. He didn't do that. He didn't say he was doing that. But, so then the attorney in here, he's like, you know, at this point, this is a way afield. And it is. Like, what does this have to do with anything? He's asking. I'm going to object as to relevance. I'll let you do maybe one more question. Now, subject to my objection, you can answer, he tells him. So he's telling his client, yes, you can answer this if you want. If he tries to bring this up, you can answer. So Jeremy's like, well, what is the question here? Which is, yeah. So he's asked again, well, how would you feel if somebody said they found it offensive that they're a fan of yours, but they don't like the Cleveland Indian garb? What's the point in this? Again, how would you feel if somebody told you that you need to take that off? Well, you know, I could wear a sleeveless shirt and somebody say, again, oh my God, you know, those shirts, they are called, again, I hate to use this wording, but this is what they're called sometimes. They're called wife beater shirts. You've seen those stupid things. If somebody took offense to me wearing a shirt, I'm not going out and doing something terrible with it. That wasn't my intent, but somebody could be offended by that. They could be offended by anything I wear. They could be offended by the color there. If I wore a rainbow, you know, somebody could be offended, saying it could go both ways. You could have somebody saying, oh, well, you know, the message you're sending there, I don't like that message. I'm like, I just ran a rainbow. my kids bought me the ugliest Hawaiian shirt you have ever seen. And I'll wear it. It is the ugliest shirt you ever seen. Ever. It looks like a rainbow threw up on it. It is so hideous. But I wear it because my kids bought it for me. Now, does that offend people? That sure, it should. I mean, wait, no, it shouldn't. It should offend your sensibilities. But no, I mean, you know, you could find anything. There could be a million reasons why you're wearing something. But it doesn't ask him, why do you wear that or anything else? He's talking about how people, what their feelings are on that. This is a gotcha question. And Jeremy, he actually says, you know, on this, he says, I wouldn't care. I would probably the same way they would feel if I told them I was offended by them not liking what I wear. It doesn't matter in the long run. In the big scheme of life, it does not matter. And it doesn't, by the way. It doesn't matter for anything. But you know, these are throughout this thing too, just a note. He tries to push Jeremy's buttons in so many different ways, you know, asking about his relationships, which is what's the point? You know, he goes through all of that. He goes out. I mean, again, it's gross, some of the things he does. But this stuck out to me because there is no way to make this about the case. There's no way to sit down and to say this wasn't social media fodder. This isn't a gotcha. That's what this was meant to play as. Because if Jeremy would have given some kind of middle finger approach, like F you, I don't care if you know, or whatever. If he would have said that in a non-Jeremy-esque way. One of the things I have to give him credit for, I think everybody should, is even when he's mad, he answers very, very intelligently, very well. He's actually very good at thinking about what he wants to say. He doesn't allow things to trip him up. He got angry in this stuff. He's noted that. I mean, he noted what this guy has done to him. So, of course, he got angry in it. But he's good at giving answers. And thank goodness for that. Because otherwise, stuff like this, remember those statements about Jeremy taking the bait? I think this was bait. I think very much so. And the reason I bring that stuff up, looping back to the whole point, is there's this idea being pushed that Jeremy Hales does everything because of internet or YouTube content, which again is absolutely insane. The man in his life, you can see that this stuff upsets him. It impacts his life. He is afraid for the people around him. You know, as a man, one of the things as a man that I can say is that I try my best to look out for the people that depend on me. And he has a lot of people that depend on him. And he's noted that this stuff, as it's gone forward, it has put a spotlight, and a terrible one, on the people that are around him. He worries about their safety. So to say that he's doing this for internet content is absolutely insane. He could go out and, again, clean out storage or blog. Actually, I watched a video of his where he's just walking around in his in his warehouse having fun when he's making jokes and stuff. Man, thousands of people just tune in for that, for nothing, for him to just walk around and to laugh and make songs. He can make content that doesn't impact his mental and potentially his physical well-being. But these people are doing it. They're definitely making him internet content. They definitely have. And they do it every single day. And they whine, all the while they whine about people like myself. Oh my God, that umbrella guy's coming. You fucking ain't right. I'm not going to let a person that I think is 100% in the right, I am not going to let them stand and be victim to a smear PR campaign that has gone out with a bunch of slimy sacks of, yeah. No, not going to let that happen. I don't think anybody wants to. But anyway, let's hit some super chats today. Okay. All right, here we go. A sticky widget. Thanks for the 50 there. It's a reminder that our days are fleeting. Enjoy your loved ones while you have them. Indeed. Keep them alive in your memories when you have them no longer. Indeed. Laugh at the good times and take comfort that we'll all be together again in the next round. Indeed. You know, in therapy, working with people, one of the things that you learn, we always focus on that moment that's right there, the moment of loss. But when you become, and of course you do. Of course you do. But what you learn over time is there's a reason that you feel that loss, and it's because of all the good. And with time, hopefully you can focus on all of the good that's out there, all of the positive someone had, all of that impact. Yeah, props to Jeff, man. Sticky widget also, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. Sticky. Thank you. Chris, also thank you for that $10 super sticker. I saw that come in. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Shifter Braids, thanks for the 5. Feel such sadness. Jeff was someone I enjoyed watching and laughing with. What an amazing soul that we all have this type of heartbreak. Yes, indeed. I had thought about when the super chats came up, I thought about reading them before we went to the other part of this, but I thought, man, I'm going to get them really, I apologize again. I usually can keep, I try not to get way over emotional. I try not to stream if I feel that way, but I knew Jeff on the microphone, and I think the best way to commemorate him is on the microphone. So, but it didn't. It's hit me off and on. It's hit me right a little bit. Just thank you for those. Is it just Glorita? Is that correct? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, by the way. Thank you very much for that. I love the memberships too. Like I said, I love that it brings us all together. We are together in something. So thank you. Wendy, thanks for the 5 there. I'm so very sad to hear about Jeff. I will forever remember his smile and his laugh. Such a beautiful human. Indeed. Tonight, like I said, I really thought about bringing up some clips, really showing you the guy, and laughing about it and stuff. But man, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It amazes me too. Like, Jeff's not the first friend I've lost online, but I haven't in a hot minute, And I used to think, man, it wouldn't impact you the same way. But you know what? As we become more and more connected this way all around the world. You know, a guy in Tennessee can become friends with a dude living in Korea. You know, it's amazing that way. It's astounding, but man. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership on that too. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Appreciate you always too, my friend. Thank you. BK, thanks for 5 condolences. You're and Megan's friend. Jeff, Legal Vices, another law table. Michael Rivers, Bruce Rivers. Oh man, I don't know if you all kept up with LawTube for a long time either. But Jeff, you know, he, like I said, he was one of the people that kept things together. See, one of the things too, Jeff and I talked about this. I always had this idea, like we all share an audience, right? And conflict, no matter what, even if you're 100% right, it's lose-lose. And Jeff was very good at understanding conflict doesn't matter most of the time. It matters in that moment when you're mad, you know, it always matters. And it's so easy to pick up the mic and to be pissed off and to say something stupid about someone, you know. And I'm not saying that I've always been above that. I've had my moments for sure. I've been right there in the stupid, but like Jeff, man, they've helped keep that stupid down for a while. I haven't done it lately. I had a little kid radar for a second. Give me 1 second. Hey,
There's
kiddo.
this cherry pie. Look. I find this.
You got your cherry pie like put up there. She got her a one of those. Let me see what kind that is. It's one of those little bitty, you know, those cherry fritter fruit pies. She got her a little Debbie fruit pie, and you put it in a little. You have your box to keep it safe, right?
Yeah. I didn't want Sissy to steal it.
Oh, you don't want Sissy to get a hold of it. I understand that.
Yeah, because I don't.
Well, hey, don't hide it so well you can't find it, though. Okay.
I just put it by my bookcase.
Okay. Well, me and you need to decorate that box. We'll do it this weekend. Okay.
Right now?
No, this weekend. Well, I'll have to get all my paints and stuff together.
Oh, okay.
And we can
how many
paint it. Huh? We'll get a bunch of paints and stuff. But hey, put that back in there. That's a great place to hide it. Yeah.
But what if I eat it?
Well, you can eat it too if you want to.
I want to eat it.
Okay, we'll take it. Here, take it upstairs.
Can you open the box though?
You want to open it for you? Yeah. Excuse the noise on this, folks. Sorry. Be loud for 1 second. Just popping. Yeah. I'm holding it as far away from my mic as I can.
Hey. We're not too far away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not too far away. There you go. You got it? You got it open there? All right. Hey, be careful. That thing will make a mess, okay? So don't get it all over the box. She's got a wooden box that it's unpainted or anything. We're going to decorate it this weekend if you want to.
I go take it out too.
Okay. Take it upstairs. All right. Hey, will you close the door for me? Thank you, baby. Love you. She's so cute, man. I like the interruptions today, to be honest. They've been good. Oh, Emma, thanks for the 5 there. So sorry. Rest in peace, Jeff. So sad. Indeed. If you really want to see positives, though, you want to see the impact the guys had, go on Twitter and look at all the people talking about it. Megan posted that it had happened, and look at all the retweets where people have spoken about it. It's very uplifting. I would do that with you, but it would get me in my feels again. So, Wendy, thanks for the 5. Megan and Tuck, sending prayers. It was genuine, kind, human. Indeed. I hope his family watches his streams. Yes, that would be a band. Finding those and not knowing that part of him, man, that'd be great. Because he's such a funny dude, man. Daily Dysfunction. Thank you 5 to Jeff. Indeed. Like I said, I got out one of his cigars here. David, thanks for the 2 months there. I have a suggestion. Make that pic of Jeff your background. So he's there with us all show. Yeah, maybe another day. I can't do that tonight. I can't tonight. It's a good idea. Like, add him in. I think like a background with everyone, that'd be great. What's up, Pastor Flash, my friend, man? Appreciate you, my friend. You know, thank you for the 20 there too. Man, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Appreciate you. Hey, y'all. Today it feels like we've lost an uncle, the good one. Yes, indeed, it does. It does indeed. You know, I feel like I lost. I feel like I lost some of my conscious. You know, too. Like my Jimmy, some of our social Jiminy Cricket, if you would. You know. Julie, thanks for the 10. I will miss Jeff and his comments. I live in Korea and told how much I love the people and the food. He was amazing. Yeah, he made me really want to look into Korea. I don't know. Like there were just so many odds and ends. They were fascinating. That's another thing. Megan said, you know, he'll make you feel like he's your best friend, and that's true. But beyond that, he made a lot of things seem like they would be very interesting. Even when I was like, I wouldn't be interested in that. But oh, yeah. Kathy, thanks for 5. Jeff may be gone, but not forgotten. Indeed, that is very, very true. Very true. Sake, thanks for the 5 there. I was told to contact you regarding this one guy, DA Talks, and his girlfriend, Vicky, attacking me. Can I DM you on Twitter? You can, but I don't get into them, okay? Like, that whole sphere, I'm just going to note, like, the comic mess and all the indie comic mess, I avoid all of that like the plague because it doesn't make me happy inside. It's such a negative thing. And creating, like when I create comics, you know, and I got sidetracked, and I like a lot of people in there too. Okay, just to note that I'm not aiming at anyone when I say this, but the comic sphere, I see a lot of people that I like that fight with one another and argue, and it saps the goodness out of what I like to do with. I like making comics because my kids are involved, and I have fun with it. I love comic books. I love it. I've always loved it, and all of that stuff. It's just, you know. So I avoid most of that stuff these days. You know, like I said, I'm not saying I've ever been above. I'm not being like, look at me, I'm the shining beacon of, you know, whatever. Because I've gotten in that. But these days, I try not to be. I try to be a better person. I fail sometimes, but I really try to be, you know. I try to. So with that, I don't know if I'll be able to help you with much in that, you know, just because of all those people. George, thanks for the 10 there. Sorry if you lost Megan and Tug. Well, it's for anybody, you know. And again, this isn't about me at all. Like when I'm talking about Jeff, I'm not being like, you know, this isn't about me in any way. It's just about remembering a friend, man, you know. I mean, all of you care about a dude just as much as everyone else. But I thank you too. I don't want anything coming off as it's not about me in any way, shape, or form. I feel like the best way to commemorate a person is picking up that mic. They live on the mic. So, you know, you remember their life on the mic. Wife Duck. I'm Wife Duck. I like it. Thanks for the fun. I've never apologized for having emotions. From someone that has emotions of a fish. I envy your ability. Didn't know him long enough. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really apologizing for that. I just try to, if I'm going to be overly emotional, I try not to live stream. You know, I don't. You're not my therapist. Let's say, you know, like emotionally dumping on people. But that's I think we're all coming together as a group and feeling something. But still, you know, I don't want you to hear me like tear up or cry, man. I just that's I don't. That's not the point in something. I want it, like I said, I want it to be a positive memory there. You know, I want to help people while they're dealing with loss. That's one of the reasons is therapy. So, you know, I talked about too, setting off on my own. Mental health has become a crazy place these days. You know, the mental health field, it's not healthy anyway. And then dealing with company BS. like being vague about it. There was I'm going to say a client that, or not a client, but a person that I worked with that was a problem, and I had talked to upper management many times about that, and they just ignored it and ignored it and ignored it. And I wanted to make complaints about it, and they wouldn't take those. Now that's illegal. So, you decide what's good for your mental health, and being in that situation was not conducive to. It wasn't conducive to anything, you know. I've worked at places that. Have you ever worked at some place that they never tell you something positive? They only highlight the negatives. Have you ever worked in an atmosphere like that? Now, some of us don't have the ability to change. For a long time, one of the things that I appreciate with y'all as well is I can do something that I really like. Doing this, I think it's fun. I'm going to try it out. But I didn't quit to do this. I don't want people thinking that. I stuck with mental health. I stuck with all of that because I thought it could make an impact. And it's funny, I talked to Jeff about doing my own thing. Like I said, we were gonna do a cigar stream and everything, man. So we'll just have to do some of that on our own one day, or with some other people, and just have fun with it, And Taz, thanks for the 2. RIP Jeff, we'll miss you dearly, indeed. AKA the cat lady, thanks for that. Can we get Jeff to 100K subs? That would be beautiful. If people haven't subscribed to Legal Vices, do so. Just the symbolic meaning, showing his family again, that people care, that they were there, and they loved the man. That I think that's a beautiful testament to them. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, that is actually a really good idea. I think I'm going to note that on social media too. We should push that idea. It's great because it doesn't cost people a thing. It doesn't cost them a dime. All it does is take a couple of seconds. They push a button. And again, family discovering it. I mean, imagine not knowing. And this man he's closing in on 100,000 subscribers. He goes on channels. You look at all the channels he's going on and stuff. There's hundreds of thousands of more people. Again, I think just showing his family, like this portion of him that you could get to know there that you didn't have. That's beautiful. And all these people too, they love the guy. Pumpkin Farm, thanks for the 5. It's okay to be happy about memories of Jeff and sad about losing him. That's true too. It is. It's okay to have feelings. It is. It is. Very much so. Travis, man, how you doing, Travis? Thanks for the 2. My condolences to both y'all and his family. Indeed. I hope his family's okay. Like I said, I've reached out to them. I did. The one thing I wanted to tell them too, I saw that picture that his kid put up, and I wanted to tell them, your daddy was a rock star. You put him up with the guitar and everything else. Well, I mean, what's a rock star? They get out there and they perform in front of thousands upon thousands of people. And he had tens of thousands of people. Actually, I think I said hundreds of thousands of people that really saw him that way. Kimberly, thanks for 2 there. May your hearts heal fast. Jeff is forever with us. Yeah, I'm hoping mentally, I'm going to take my own advice and hopefully looking at, again, commemorating. Jesse, thanks for the 3 months. We'll miss you, Jeff. Indeed. Very much so. Indeed. John, thanks for the 5 there. Raise my glass of whiskey and puff off my cigar for Jeff, Megan, and Tug. My condolences. Indeed. I don't drink, by the way. I do not. My one vice is cigars. It is not something I encourage in people, by the way. I don't encourage you to, you should, if anything, we should all be looking after our health. That would be a lesson in here, So having said that, I'm commemorating in my own way. And props to you, John, there. Forever Not Me. Thanks for the 2 there. Hugs and prayers for Jeff's family and friends. Indeed. All of you too, man. I know that impacts all of you too. Jack's mom, thanks for doing his legacy is worldwide. Prayers and hugs. Indeed. He is he's been there for some monumental cases, you know. That's one of the things. Like when I want it for myself, I want my kids. I was asked about YouTube. People, what do you want out of YouTube? Me, I want to be proud of what I'm doing now, and whatever's left behind, I want my family to be able to be proud of. I want them to be proud that, do we change anything? Maybe, maybe not, but I hope we can. I hope we can. I hope we can take these lessons that we learn from cases and things that are happening and make a better world. And his legacy, I think, has established that. Craig, thanks for the 10 there. Jeff was the only one trying to redeem Gingy at the end there in the Laura Owens case. That's true. Telling him to do better. It's just hard, but that's true too. You know, when everybody else is like, that dude, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, and out of us, you know, a lot of us, I'm just gonna be frank. Many of us are a-holes. I am very much there, but you know, he was trying to find some positives and actually give that guy some advice. Did he take them? No. Hey, what's up, Lauren, by the way? Appreciate you, Lauren. If you haven't checked out Lauren, you should. Good coverage. Good person. Thank you there. Much love to both. Thank you. Thank you. And Megan wasn't supposed to come on tonight, too. She just came on to give me a minute. I was struggling with the mic for a minute, so I appreciated her doing that. Megan's a good friend, too, to be honest. She is a very good friend. She's a friend to a lot of people, but she's been a good friend. I do want to give her props and love in that as well. Cunning Linguist, thanks for the 2 there. Megan will always have safe harbor. Indeed, safe harbor, indeed. William, thanks for the month there. Prayers to you both. I did a burnout in Jeff's memory earlier today. You will love that for sure, I'm sure. Rugu, thanks, Rugu. Thanks for the 4 months there. I'm crying. I'm not crying. Indeed, I've got a cold. That's what it was. I've got a cold. No, I don't care. I don't care that people know. I mean, like I said, I like the guy. There are other people I like online, man. You know, I like them a lot. K-Rap, thanks for the 20. Tug, you shouldn't feel bad about showing grief. Many of us is feeling it all day. We cannot imagine they will no longer hear his laugh or see Yoda or Strawberry. In time, we remember him with laughter, not tears. That's true. Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. When we pick up the mic and talk to thousands of people, you know, we set the tone for something. I don't want to be up here setting, like I said, I want to set a tone where we commemorate someone's positive memories. And the one thing that Megan did know with like Yoda and Strawberry, I think that was important too. Some of the questions I got right off the bat were, do we know if they're safe? You know, because they mattered to him and they mattered to a lot of people too. And they are. That was good. I was glad to know that. Denver, is that right? Thanks for the 10 there. Jeff made his viewers feel loved. He did. He did. He made you feel like you were a word that can be used negatively, but shouldn't be. Community. Community should be a positive word. Some people don't use community in a positive way, but Jeff did. He made you feel like you were part of a community. Made you feel like you were there. Victoria, thanks for the vibe. Safe harbor. Indeed. Yeah, Lindsay, thanks. They tell you I clipped German Hammer Time. I saw that earlier today. I watched it a couple of times. I saw you send that. I appreciate that. I did. I was going to pull that up here today. I'll pull it up another day when we're just goofing off and having fun. I'll make Jeff part of our streams still. You know, he'll still get to be with us. But I love that clip. I thought it was funny. K-Rad, thanks for 31 months there. When you feel up to it, watch Nick Starro's video from today, Remembrance of Jeff. It'll make you laugh. I'll have to check it out. I saw a couple of people put up videos. I didn't, for me, I don't think I could have, but also I saw other people do it. I thought I would talk about it live. I thought that would be the easier way to, because I don't know if I could say everything I needed to say in a video, but I'll check those out for sure. And props to people who did that too, because they'll be out there. And, we shouldn't let a person that we like and care about, we shouldn't let them be forgotten either. The internet loves to flip the page really quickly, and we shouldn't do that. Jesse, thanks for the 20 there. I heard this a while back, and it stuck with me. I wanted to share. When we ask why God takes the good ones so soon, the answer back I get is, when you pick flowers, which ones do you pick first? The most beautiful ones. I like that. Sad. It's sad, though. It is. It makes sense. It's sad, though. It is, I don't wish terrible things on the bad people either, but man, I wish there were more good people, the good people that stay around. It's also, unfortunately, when you lose people, it's usually, oftentimes it's sudden. You don't expect it. And that's hard hitting too, even when it's coming. But when it's just there in your face. Sean, thanks for the 10. Has anyone made sure the legal mind said no? So he was one of Jeff's friends. He liked to visit in Seoul. Yeah, everybody has been communicating today. I have not personally hit him up to know that. I will check his Twitter and see if he said anything. And if he hasn't, I'm sure by now he's definitely been told, because of some of his friends that have made statements and stuff, closer friends. Me, I'm not saying I'm not a friend or anything. That's not what I mean. But I'm not close with a lot of folks. I like mindset. I just, we do our own thing. So I didn't even think about that. I hit up some people, and I talked to Megan, because we're friends, like I say. And I know Megan's close friends with Jeff. Megan had a real rough go too today. Like I said, I appreciated her coming on, because that hit her hard. I appreciate all of you that reached out to her too, because they were really, really good friends. But anyway, I haven't checked, but I'll check that. That's a good note. Thank you for noting that. Writer Chick, thanks for the 7 months there. One of my favorite memories of Jeff was watching his stream right after his mustache incident. Can stop staring at the stream. I have a bunch of them. Like I said, we had become friends more recently. That doesn't mean I haven't known him for a while. But like I said, I don't talk to a lot of people. It's a weird thing to say, hey, I get on the mic and I talk to thousands of people every day. But as far as a person, I'm private to a degree. I also, I've been burned by weirdos online. People have done some ugly things, and I'm taking, if you're having a moment, like with a legal vices with Jeff, one of the great things about that, like if I were having a bad day and I'm like, man, I just have to vent about something, he would be somebody I could vent to if I needed to. Now, I didn't do that with him a lot. I'm more talked about, again, the show From. That was her. If you haven't watched it, if you have, you'll understand. Like, because, we would talk about weird ideas and conspiracies. It's kind of like Lost, but a horror show. We could talk about that. And from there, it ran into cigars and everything else. Rachel, thanks for the fun there. If we can't show up for the not so good streams to show our support, then we don't deserve the very best of the streams with you too. Well, thank you. I mean, y'all are always here, man. You know, y'all are. I mean, that's one of the things I love about you folks too. I can get on here and talk about whatever, and it's supported. There's in fact, there's a case I want to talk about. I'll when I get to the end of this, I'll be able to talk about a little more. I think when it's not on the subject here. Laura, thank you for the 25 months. Let's get Jeff's family a play button. Please subscribe to his channel. Yeah, again, that's a great idea. I like that idea. I'm gonna put that out and see if I can get some of my friends with bigger channels to push that too. You know. I mean, we're all linked in a lot of ways, you know. But like I talked to Yellow Flash, for example. Like Yellow Flash, again, good guy. I like him. I've known him for years and years. I've known him since I really started. I probably ran into him a few months after I really started YouTubing, and I talked to him about some stuff on this, and he's got over 400,000 people, but it's not, we don't share exactly the same audience. So I think noting that to people like him and maybe him getting to know other people, I think that's a great idea. Beth, thanks for the 2. Sending hugs and prayers to all those who love him. Indeed. You know, if you're having a hard day coming up with that, I know, too, we all try to stream together and we try to give you something to laugh about in the day. You know, there's a Jeff thing too. You could be having a bad day and that dude is there to make you laugh. So in commemorating him, you know, I want you to remember that for sure. Becca has thoughts. Thanks for the 2 months there. Thank you for this. We needed it. Hey, thank you all too. I needed it too. So thank you all. I did. I needed it as well. Jane, thanks for the month there. Loving everything you do on this channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that for sure. You know, again, one day you won't like all of you. I don't mean you specific. I mean anybody. One day there will be something you disagree with me on or something you don't like. When that day comes, hopefully we can agree to disagree. That's the one thing. I think so many things fall apart. And on the mic, again, you listen to whoever you want. I'm not saying you got to listen to people, but as people that respect one another, I hope that we can continue no matter what with little disagreements, you know, and stuff like that. I'm trying to, like I said, do better with that with people on the mic too, myself. Elsie, thanks for the super chat. It doesn't allow a statement, but it is a statement. Thank you. Peachy Peaches, I like that name. Thanks for the 7 months there. The world needs more people like Jeff, indeed. Always new, tuning in to watch him. I'd be guaranteed laughter. I'll miss him, R.I.P. Jeff. Indeed. He would take terrible cases, terrible ones, like him, Megan, and a few others. They're people that I heard somebody talk the other night, Saturday. They were talking about how they approached YouTube. And at one time, something really resonated with me. They said, you know what, at the beginning, I was afraid to be myself. I mean, I was like, yeah, you know what? I remember that too. I remember being kind of, you just read documents and not really put you in it as well, and people like the Jeff and many other people out there show me, it's not bad to be yourself. It's good. You can have fun and make something, even if it's terrible. You can still add something where people, again, you laugh either to prove you're not crazy or you laugh, well, because you've lost it and you are crazy. I'm trying to do the first part. Right? Thanks for the 5. You should exchange the gifts with each other to share the memories together. Heartbroken with all, sharing love to all that are hurting. Indeed, I think that's a good idea. I got a kid right here. 1 second. What is that?
It's a magnet, like different colors.
Yeah, no yellow. Okay. I know you get excited. We want to be real loud for our microphone, right?
You have to get purple and yellow together.
Yeah, if they don't stick to, look, they fight each other. Oh, did you try this? where they fight each other?
Yes, I did that one week.
Why don't you put these on the refrigerator? Don't put those near your tablet, okay? They will mess up your tablet. Magnets mess up electronic stuff, you know?
See, the purple and yellows go like each other. Why not?
Because they're the opposites on magnets. They stick together. But the same, they don't. They fight each other.
Ah!
Yeah.
But why be together, though? No, why be together, but that
Well,
doesn't
they just have
want
to have
to.
the right approach. Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Well, hey, take those upstairs. You can play with them. Don't put them on your tablet or anything, okay? And when you're through.
Sissy got the other half.
Okay. Well, that's cute.
2 halves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I got the same one.
Okay.
You can't put these together. Oh, Sissy has the same half of these.
Okay. Well, you go have fun with them. Love you.
So that means we're friends. If we're
Yeah,
friends out
well-
the ground, we're not friends.
Oh, well, you are always friends, right? Because you're sisters, right? You have sister power, right?
Yeah, sister power and dad
Sister
power.
power and dad power. That's right. Yeah, dad
No.
power and daughter
Yeah.
power. That's strong too, right?
No, only dads can be together.
Okay. Well, will you close my door when you go up too? It's very important we get the sound there too. Okay, take those upstairs though, okay, baby?
I like these magnets.
Hey, take those upstairs though. Don't put them near anything electronic, okay? She's got 2 magnets she's playing with. All right, let's see. Where were we? Lily thinks of what happened. I was just watching his latest stream 2 days ago. Well, essentially, sometime I guess Saturday, he had a heart attack. You know, he had health problems, and I mean, it got him. But it was crazy. Like I said, I was talking to him Friday, and we were talking about cigars. You know, we were making fun of, like I said, he was always making fun of weird ones. That's why I was going to send him some meat sticks, because I thought they were funny, but they were also odd, you know. And in that, we were talking and everything, and then he didn't answer, and he never let stuff sit unanswered. He was always that way. So we were talking Friday night my time, so that's sometime in Saturday. And then, you know, apparently other people had that too. He just wasn't responding. So a lot of people got concerned about that. You know, because Jeff's always around to talk to and goof off with. Like it felt like he never slept almost. And then his time zone, you know, it was odd. So it gave that appearance that he was always awake, you know, when you were asleep. Well, so people found out today. I got a message telling me that was that he had passed. And I'd hoped it was a joke at first, a tactless joke I could be mad about, you know, something I could be pissed about. But later on, I could be, I don't know, I could forgive a joke. You know, I would much rather it have been some tasteless joke coming from somebody, or, you know, I was waiting for the punchline, because I was like, what the, you know, I just talked to him, like, you know. But I hope it was a joke, and it wasn't. I kept waiting for the punchline. So, I mean, it caught everybody off guard. Just like you were saying. He was, you know, streaming, and then he wasn't around. But again, even when he's not streaming, he's usually available. So, you know, at least with that, like I said, it was just odd. And a few people thought that. Puzzler. Thanks for the 10 there. When you can't make sense of someone leaving, you sometimes try to make sense of what they left behind. Yes, that's a good way of doing it for sure. And it makes it a whole lot easier. If what they left you was beautiful. Yeah, that's actually a great statement there. That is. I like that, puzzler. Yeah, if you can't make sense of someone leaving, look at what they left behind. You know, it's hard to make sense of the loss, but it's, you know, what they left behind is good, for sure. Terry, thanks for the 5 there. Will you please play Pond Scum Posse in honor of him? He was one of the good people. I don't have it queued up tonight, but I will I will ask Megan to do that the next time we stream. I don't know what'll happen with streaming. I don't know what her plans are tomorrow. You know, usually this is throwing my days off too. I'm forgetting it's Monday. Tomorrow we typically stream. I would want us to, because I think the humor, again, I think you would appreciate humor. Give me a second. I gotta blow my nose, man. My feels got me. Give me a second. Apologies for that. Yeah. But tomorrow, if we don't stream for some reason, I'll stream tomorrow, and I'll see if I can get some Pond Scum Posse. But yeah, he was a good one for sure. Jill, wow, thank you for the $50 super sticker too. Thank you for that. Appreciate that for sure. That's good. Thank you. Sticky Widget, thank you for the 5 there. Man, I wish I didn't have to leave, but I'll catch up tomorrow. Take care of y'all. Hey, you never apologize for having to leave either, folks. If you got to go, I catch streams off and on all day. Just a note. I have more time that I can listen, but I catch things going. I mean, whatever, you know. You're being here, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. But you never have to feel like you apologize for it. Man, y'all love the channel. Thank you for being here. Misbehaving, thanks for the 11 there. We need to celebrate our vices indeed. Talk about rock stars. Have you heard of Ren? Song Hi Ren. If not, you break the internet. If both would do a reaction. Ren endorses. I'll check it out. I don't know the song, but I'll check it for sure. Wheezy Wheels. What's up, Wheezy? Thanks for the 10 there. A little treat, mine, for the Tuglets. Thank you. Yeah, getting geared up. My littlest daughter just found Nightmare Before Christmas. She's just like, she's seen it before, you know, but she just saw it and she loves that show. So today I had to go get some groceries. And unfortunately, I went to the Wally World, you know, because it was close. I hate going to Wally World because it's a distraction, you know, but I got her a book. I always try to get her books. One of the good things, they have like kids books there for Nightmare Before Christmas. And they had, I got her a Sally as well, like a little bit Sally. So thank you. You know, I was trying to get her something pre-Christmas. Finally freed. Thanks for the 10 there. My IRL people don't understand LawTube's impact. I'm so thankful to have this stream to process our loss. Yeah, for sure. LT's got me through. Yeah. Yeah, LawTube has got me through some crazy times in my real life. You know, again, people are finding out more. You know, I haven't talked about my own stuff, nor will I belabor that point. But let's just there were some rough moments. You know, you get on the mic and you talk about stuff, and you know, you put on your best face. But I've had some rough goes in my own private life. Things are good now, by the way. So I'm actually at a very good place. All of us are. Everything is looking good. In my own ball, everything is looking up. But when it was there, a lot of those LawTubers, those people weren't just there professionally, you know, as commentators and stuff, but some of them were there as friends. You know, some days you just need a positive thing, or maybe you need an ear, you know. Some of those people have been that, you know, so I do appreciate many of those folks for sure. Vanessa, thanks for the 10. So sorry for your loss, Megan, and for everyone's loss. Indeed, Jeffrey sorely be missed. Sending love to his family, YouTube fam chat as well, for sure. Thanks for your lovely words, Tug. Hey, I don't feel like I do him justice some days. I don't feel like I do people justice some days, but hopefully I have. I hope so. You know, I really do. Came out Red Queen. Thanks for the 5 there. Popsicle or candy time. I went and got Rocket Pops today too. And, because I could ask Rocket Pops. Crystal, what's up, Crystal? Thanks for the gifted membership. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you. Hey, Aussie Wombat. What's up, Aussie? Man, appreciate you Aussies out there. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you very much for that as well. Crystal, also, thank you for 27 months. I've never cried about the loss of a YouTuber. Thanks for giving us a place to feel this. Today was hard. Jeff was a special soul. Yeah, I don't really... I never thought I would get sad about people online, like I say, but then you start learning that as we go along, this has become the new norm. You connect with people all over the world, and it's amazing. It's amazing, but sometimes you have moments. Yeah, he was a good person, though, for sure. Cynthia Fire Fairy, thanks for the 7 months there. Jeff's first reaction on the other side was probably, fuck's sake. Probably was. I'm imagining that. It's like, what is, oh man, fuck's sake. Indeed. I could just see him do that. I mean, it's a great bottle of whiskey, a cigar, and some Legos, or his Legos. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I might put some Legos together as a commemorative thing. I've got some Legos here. I need that. Bugs Adventure, thanks for the 2 months. Who is taking pictures or videos of Jeremy driving by? JC's are running out. Getting pictures of Jeremy driving by. Yeah, they've been posting pictures. It's fascinating because those pictures I showed you, those were pictures that they had posted out as gotchas, and I thought their gotchas were so silly because when you look at it, like you said, it shows they're running out taking pictures, or they're trying to get their their bait or their gotchas, and they just prove, that their whole talking points are silly. They're absolutely silly. It's also, the pictures of, I'll just say this too. It's not like Jeremy Hales is going out of his way to find this home. It's not like if somebody were to drive by my home and take video of it, they'd have to go out of their way to do it. I don't have any problem. I like a person across the street or something. I don't have a problem with them. So when you put that into perspective, it's really wild. Suzanne, thanks for the 10 there. The fence isn't secure enough to keep AHG and either many spots she could crawl under. Hope they have an eye on her. Indeed, I hope they... I hope as far as that is concerned, I really do hope that they fix any issues that are with that. Again, nobody, I think no one wants anything negative. They only want positives for the most innocent out of that, for sure. Lady Tammy, thanks for the 20. No breadsticks, Christmas cookies. Ooh, Christmas cookies. We made some chocolate chip cookies the other night, and then the kids raided them all night. Like Santa, yeah, I'm gonna pack them away. Patricia, thanks for the breadstick money. Thank you, appreciate you there. Thank you there. Also, Jess Schwartz, thanks for 5. 'Tis the season for more breadsticks. Breadstick time. Jacqueline, thank you for the 20 there. Megan, I know you love Jeff, and I want you to know that you have my deepest condolences. For sure. Rest up and cry your heart if you need to. I love you and really enjoy you and Jeff on your streams. For sure. I'm sure she'll see that. For sure. That's what I told her. I was like, you rest today. Like I said, I appreciated her coming on because I told her, like, you don't come on today. That was on me. I was like, you don't feel any obligation today to do anything, take care of you. She did for a minute anyway. Like I said, Megan's good people too. Very good people. Just one person's opinion. Thanks for 10. Here's a little breadsticks. By the way, I think it's the cutest thing when a little one that's does her little drop in specifically when she brings you snacks. I know she loves to bring stuff or show me things. I love that. It shows you the importance. It also shows, the positive bond. That's how you're doing something right with your kids, like when they're like that. So it reaffirms something in that. I appreciate it, especially on days where I'm like, oh, like the kids. If I was a little like off today, is then I'm a little more to myself, and they were making sure I was okay. That was very nice of them. Suzanne, thanks for the 10 there. For more meat sticks, indeed. Thank you for all the kind words and memories with Jeff. Thank you. I appreciate that. More meat sticks. That's really funny too. Oh, thank you. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. Deuce trying to paint Jeremy as a racist is him trying to equal the field because of calling George a sand. Yes, we know the word there for sure. I don't even like going with the initial on that. And that's because I don't even like approaching that word. You know what I mean? So that's why I approach it that way. If you notice, I even avoid the topic. You know what word I'm talking about. If there's a word, people, I see arguments too from some people saying, "Oh, free speech, everything's on," and that's your prerogative, I suppose. But at the same time, you know that it's nasty and it's hurtful, and you know what you're trying to do with that. And for these nasty fucking people to try to do that, it shows who they are. So yeah, for them to try to say that someone else is a racist and yet to paint that. In fact, I mentioned free speech. I actually like people telling me who they are. Some people argue and be like, "Oh, but I don't want to see that." Actually, I really love it when people tell me exactly who they are, because I know what I want to avoid. I understand why platforms kick certain words off, but at the same time, like if a person is a actually ardent racist, I want to know that. That way I don't get around them. I know to avoid, you know what I mean? And these people, yeah, they are nasty. And they want to paint Jeremy as that thing. It's really telling. Such a nasty thing to do. Such a low blow kind of thing. Connie, thank you for the membership too. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. I love saying that too. So thank you. Green Veggies, thanks for the 10 there. My heart hurts for all of you and Jeff's family. May you rest in peace. Yeah, I hope with this family, you can't compare pain. I remember when I lost my stepfather, who, he was, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's my father, and oh, it was bad. I mean, it shut me down for months. It did. It shut me just totally down. And one of the things that, you worry about in those moments is making sure that the family, I know they emotionally, they have to go through things. I hope, like with the channel itself, I hope there's the positives in that they can see. But more than that, if they have other needs, if they do, we've reached out, we've told them, man, if y'all have needs, just let people. There's a lot of people that care. So trying to help for sure. Dragon Lady, thanks for the 5 there. Thank you for talking about Jeff at the start. I was so sad to hear he passed. Indeed. I tried to do it very tactfully. You never know if stuff comes off tactful or anything. Like I said, I want to talk about a guy that I liked, that I cared about. Man, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's bad to say, actually, I love Jeff. He was a friend. So, I thought it would be good to talk about him. I know a lot of you cared about him too. So, Gamer Jackie, thanks for the 2 there. No need to say sorry. It shows Jeff's a good man. Indeed. I do pretty good from therapy. I do good at biting down emotions usually. It doesn't say you don't have them, but one of the things that, you learn in therapy, I got actually bad at this over time, but I learned to wall off certain feelings, because people would tell you the worst things in the world, and you would have to, soul crushing stuff, and you'd have to be there, and you don't want to be non-emotive, but you don't. I mean, some of the stuff, man, makes you want to cry, but sometimes it comes through anyway. I appreciate y'all. Sandra, thanks for the gifted membership too. Thank you very much on that. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sandra, too. I appreciate you. Dublin comes to Boston. Thanks for the tune there. Rest in peace, Legal Vices. Good man. Indeed. Indeed. Can't say it any better, man. Good man. Suzanne, also thank you for 5 gifted memberships there. Thank you very much, Suzanne. I appreciate you. Vanessa, thanks for the 10 there. Bless little baby umbrella girl interruptions, especially today. Hope she gets more lip gloss. Oh man, she's got all kind of presents stacked up. I mean, she's got it going on for sure. Thank you. But yeah, this week I've got to go out one day this week, and I'll be looking for their last minute like stocking stuffers and stuff. Sean, thanks for the 20 there. If you find yourself looking for somewhere to redirect us after you finish Aussie Overlong, be going live. I know you guys don't like people mentioning other streamers. No, that's fine, man. That's fine. Redirect too. Just one of the reasons that we mentioned that I'll be frank in this. One of the reasons we were talking about not mentioning other channels was because of hate channels sending people over to try to let me see it. Aussie Overlong. I'm trying to see if it'll redirect towards them. There he is. I'm gonna redirect to him after I finish. That's a good idea. You'll have to bear with me as I do it. I'll set it up in a few minutes. But yeah, that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the 8. Nick Starrow's tribute to Jeff is hilarious and shows Jeff's smile and laughter. There's feeling a little less sad. I'll check that out. I don't think I can today, but I definitely will tomorrow for sure. Thank you too. A couple of you mentioned that. I appreciate it. Super Battle Bros, thanks for the 2 there. There's not a statement attached to that, but as I've said many times, the statement, well, it's made in doing it itself. I'm setting up that redirect while we're talking. I'm starting it up. Redirects are so weird. Like I'll have to show you what redirect looks like just so you can see it sometimes. Let me see. All right. I saved him in, by the way. When I redirect in a little bit, like tell him Tug sent you too. I'll go over there myself for a bit. Cheryl, thanks for the 10 there. Celebration of life. Many good memories of Jeff. I enjoyed him. Indeed. Celebrate life, man. Celebrate life. Indeed. Emma, thanks for the 10. You should have a Friends of Jeff stream and laugh and cry and tell great stories about him and smoke cigars. We will do that. I actually thought about doing that today, but I thought it'd be too soon. Very too soon. I want it to be I want to have that when I also don't, again, you want people to understand that there's a good intent. Some people out there don't always have good intentions. And I'm not saying this with anybody on this. I think everybody's had good intentions today. I'm not saying that. But with so many things we see on the internet that are bad intentions, I think, I always want people to know, no, this is, I want them not you to know. I want you to know, if you get my drift. SF, thanks for the vibe. Aussie smoke with Jeff, maybe cigar stream with him. Yeah, that would be fun, to tell funny stories of Jeff when you're ready. Yeah, that might be, fun. It's okay to cry. We know you're not just a hat rack. Indeed. Thank you. That might be fun though. I've only streamed with Aussie a couple of times, but they were good when I've done it. So now, Mama Lori, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships there. Thank you very much, Mama Lori. Appreciate you. K-Rad. I'm getting to the K just threw me off. I started going to someone else, which I'd love to you too. But K-Rad, thanks for the 5 there. There's no mention of Jeff on Mindset's account. This last stream was 19 hours ago, man. I don't know yet. I'll message him. I'll make sure he knows. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for noting that too. I will. I'll mention it just to note, because I think if he hasn't heard it, I think a mention from somebody that's not, it's just, I don't know if there's an easy way to say it, what happened, but yeah, I'll message him for sure right after this. Jessica, thanks for the 2 there. Being with you tonight was therapeutic. Well, thank you. It was actually, again, I don't want to use you all for therapy, but it definitely made me feel a little better too, OMG, Aggie. I always love your name, by the way. Thanks for the fun there. Jeff helped me start my day after my dad passed away. I can't stop crying now from both my dad and now Jeff. May God rest their souls. So sad. Yeah, a lot of times, that's one of the things too, when people pull you through a lot of moments. You feel that connection. That's a lot of it. Like I said, I had some bad moments in my own life. And when I think about certain people, I think about them and what they did for me, how they made me feel better in my own life. And it makes that hit a little harder, because I'm very careful about who I talk to about what was going on in my own life. I didn't want it to be I don't want it to do harm to anybody, and I don't want it to come up. I don't want to talk about it, period, but sometimes you do need a moment, and some people help you through that stuff, and it makes it hit harder when those people, when they're not around. Jody, thanks for the 3 there. Love how you say Aussie. Aussie. It's Aussie for me. Like, aw, shucks. Yeah, that's funny. Said Aussie. Sean, thanks for the 5 months there. See, some people don't understand online friendships and feels. Met my husband 24 years. Or say, that's good, LOL. Jeff was funny, smart, intelligent, such a good guy. That's awesome that you could find. I've met some great people through this stuff. Great people. I never thought, like I said, you could make friends out of this. And wow, was I wrong. Navy vet, love for the broken. Thanks for the 20 there. I'm 70, and all I have most of the time is watching YouTube. I've had a lot of loss in my life. The older I get, the easier, because I know my time is coming. Ellie Glasses was young, but God needed the best, and it's okay. Yeah, true. I think, as I get older too, I'm no longer a hatchling out there. I'm getting old. I know. I've gotten into my get off my lawn. You kids, get off my lawn. I'm getting into my age there. And yeah, as you get older, you experience more and more loss. And you feel mortality too. It's a sad part of, when you age. It is true. Love to you too. Cynic in Chief, what's up, Cynic, man? Thanks for the vibe. Jeff probably was Dingus and Deuce's enemy, but they were never his enemies. That's true. That is very true there. Be kind and strong like him, be funny, and enjoy life to its fullest. Yes, live life like don't live life crazy. Some people take that statement to be, go out and do the stupidest things in the world. No. Live life like you're not going to enjoy it tomorrow. Live life like it's limited. Don't waste it. I caught myself the other day sitting down, and I watch videos. I watch a lot of videos, but I caught myself in shorts, YouTube shorts, not wearing shorts, but YouTube shorts. And I'd gone through dozens and dozens of them. And I thought, and there were some, I'd started out with a point, looking up a certain thing, and that was okay. But then I noticed, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm just wasting the one resource I can't get back. I'm wasting my life here, you know? So enjoy your life, live it. You know, and again, entertainment matters, spending your time, but spend it wisely. It's a currency, you know. Days are currency too. It's good. And yeah, that enemy statement I think is good though. They may have seen them as enemies. Jeff didn't see. He never said these people, I hate them or anything. He never did stuff like that, man. I might say that, you know, but I never would catch him in front of the mic or behind the scenes. He wouldn't be like, I hate these people, you know. Just roll with it. Ria Ra, thanks for the 5 there. My favorite memory of Jeff, him screaming at Megan driving the trucks. It's such a real gentleman, loved by everyone. It'd be missed. Yeah. Oh, the truck driving stuff was so funny to see. Those were good times. Those were fun times, indeed. Denise, thanks for the 10. As I was told once, grief is love that can be expressed to the one that passed away. So true. That's very true. You know, loss, you can't give that last hug or that last hello. That's also in my house. I try to live by never going to bed angry with somebody, never letting somebody that you care about go to bed angry with you, because you don't know what's going to happen, you know. So I try not to do that. OMG Aggie, thanks for the 5. Jeff, you're very much missed. Here I am crying for someone I never met, but he was part of my morning. Him and doggos, indeed. Release the hounds, nevermore. Yep. Yep. I never met, you know, half the people that I really like, I've never met, you know. You know, it's funny, like Megan and I, consider her a friend. You know, she's never seen my face. Ever. Never seen my face. Isn't that interesting? You can be friends with people and you may not ever know what they look like or anything else. Isn't that interesting? You know, I'm a talking avatar to many a person. And I think it's a testament, I think. It's a great thing, to be honest. But it also tells you the impact you can have, even not seeing or meeting people in person. You still meet them. In fact, you probably know them better than you would know them in real life. If a person were my neighbor, like if Jeff were my neighbor, I might know him less than I knew him online. But online I knew him better, I think. SB40, thanks for the 10 there. I started watching all of you during the Depp trial, and he always seemed genuine and happy just to be there. Yes, very much so. He was very much like that. Just like the feel you got from him being on the screen, that's the impression. Except he was, if you can imagine it, he was funnier in private stuff, which is crazy to say. It's really sad to hear this. Praying for family, you and all his friends. Well, thank you there. And again, you know, his family for sure. Christine, thanks for 5. Life is what happens on the line between dates of birth and death. That's true. Make sure your line is a good one. That is very good advice. Yes. Make sure you live it and make sure it's valuable. And Vanessa, thanks for the 5. Tug, Spawn Trooper wanted to let you know he sent some info. Check your messages and emails. I will definitely do that. I've been kind of off my emails for the day, you know. Now, one thing I want to mention before the end of this, you know, we've been talking about Saturday, I participated in a stream flashcast, which I will probably participate in more. You know, I used to go on them all the time. There is a trial. Well, I'm sorry, there is a case, if it hasn't gone to trial yet. But there is a case that has been setting up that I think we should cover as well. I'm just going to mention it here. I'm not going to go into everything with it, but I think it's important. This is a YouTuber, that would be Smash JT, versus an ex-Kotaku, quote-unquote, game journalist. Now, this is an insane case in the fact that this document feels like it was written by a modern journalist, not a lawyer. It's terrible. It's terrible. freaking filing. But what they try to do in this is absolutely insane. And I believe this is an important lawsuit. Why? Well, when we go through it, let me roll down. I took it off the screen for a second because I want to find a specific portion. They actually are trying to set case precedent. They're trying to, on appeal, they're trying to push a new. Well, give me a second. I hear a kid too. 1 minute. Hey, kiddo, what you doing?
Hey.
Hey. What you doing, kiddo?
I got a magic trick.
A magic trick?
Close your eyes.
Okay, I wait just a second. Let me set my drink down. I close my eyes.
Then open them.
And open them. Okay. What? Oh, wow. What is up with that?
Close your eyes again.
Okay. Okay, I close them.
Then look.
Oh, my goodness. It grew. That's great. Well, give me 5. That's awesome. Give me 5. All right.
You know I've got a magic trick, but I don't want to have a. I don't want to be a magician.
You don't want to be a magician?
Yeah, I want to be something that help people or buy or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, people love you. Did you know that? They love to listen to you. Did you know that? Yeah. Hey, no, don't yell though. That's loud. That's very loud.
Really?
Yes, sometimes. Hey, not all the time when you're talking. It's just if we scream, we deafen people. You know?
Really?
Yeah, Vanessa right there said, one more thing, baby umbrella girl. She said, your magic trick sounds awesome. Yeah. So give me 5. That's cool, man. Boom.
And when coming for me.
They loved it. Yeah, they love it. It sounds cool. Yeah. All right, but hey, go upstairs and I'll be done in a few minutes. I'm almost done, okay? I just got to talk about one thing, but this one thing you can't hear about because it's really bad.
What thing is it?
Okay, it's a case. It's a case in court. So, but it's a bad one. So, love you. Love you. Shut the door for me. Thank you. Hey, Vanessa. Also, BC, you said, do my serious condolences on your loss. Well, thank you. Again, it's not, the Jeff stuff is not about me. I just want to note that. But I do appreciate it. Like I said, I just want to talk about him for a minute. You know. So this case, though, the reason it's important, in their 5th cause of action, they try to set up, see this? Castic terrorism. Wait, what? Now, currently, there isn't a tort that actually includes that, but they're trying to make it one. And it's wild what they're trying to base it on. I've actually gotten interested in this enough that, like, the case law that they've been trying to cite, it's absurd. In fact, they include this. If you notice where this is from, it's Seattle University Law Review. It's not even a case. It's just a law review document. But they have another case here. This case has no relevance to this whatsoever. The case itself was about Bungie versus, I think his name is Comer. I'm not really sure his last name, but it is an insane case. The case involved a person harassing an employee of Bungie to the point that they'd found their number. They were calling them and their wife, leaving horrible messages. They were sending things like pizzas to their home. They were just harassing them in any way they could. Now that makes sense. You would want to stop that, right? This, however, has no relevance on that whatsoever. But what they're trying to do in this lawsuit is set up a precedent where they can make online action where, when you're sitting down and talking about the actions of others, when you're challenging the narratives people put together, they're trying to make that something where you can't do that. And that would be bad, very bad. It would have huge potential ramifications. Now, Ron Coleman, he's a good lawyer. He's actually on this case. Hopefully it will get dismissed, but you never know. You never know with it. So this is one I think we should actually talk about. We will in coming days. But today, I'm going to end here. I don't want to really get into that one. I'm going to redirect you all again to Aussie Overlord. So I'm going to end. I'm not going to put up a song or anything, but go over there, you know, give them love. Tell them again, Tug sent you. And again, I appreciate you. But with that, we're going to end. Okay? Thanks, folks.